Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Rolling Reckless, the live play D&D podcast. I'm your GM, Matt Eads, joined by Oliver.
Hello.
JR. Kevin.
Hey.
Paula.
Hi.
And Amber.
Hi.
A couple quick things before we get rolling in the game. The next game, the live recording. Great news. We're on a regular schedule now. It's going to be Sundays. It's going to be at 12:30 Mountain Standard. 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard. So you have to maybe do some time crunching for your own time zone. But we're going to aim to hit that every Sunday going forward. So our next game will be January the 12th, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. Come and join us for the live recording. If you haven't already, take a sec, rate and review this podcast on iTunes or Spotify or Google Play. I'd very much appreciate that. And that's all I got to tell you for now. But we will have some more announcements, other D&D shows, and some other stuff going on at the end of the show if you stick around.
So stick around.
Okay. All right. Let's get myself prepared here. All right. When last we gathered, the Syndicate, you found yourselves in Piran, a small and strangely abandoned village. You were there at the behest of a man named Ben, a lycanthrope, who taught Lily to control her more bestial side and requested your help with putting down his former master, a werebear named Tarim. You fought and killed Tarim, and Ben laid him to rest, paying you with a hefty sack of gems Tarim had on him. You then returned to Baldur's Gate, purchasing some illicit non-guild potions from Bela on your way into the city. And once back, you sold your gems, and most of you decided to spend the day shopping, doing some light investigating. Lily and Bryn visited a pet shop called Horse Feathers, run by the bombastic halfling Mad Beasley, where you purchased a large osprey named Samson, and a allegedly magic snake that can change color to suit your mood, currently unnamed.
I think she named her.
Did you?
Myrtle.
Myrtle?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Harry Potter.
Myrtle?
Myrtle.
Make sure my notes are up to date here. Myrtle, the alleged magic snake. Turmeric and Loop, you went to the Temple of Helm looking to find more information about the missing Piran villagers. There was a Temple of Helm in the village, and you made the connection. The priests in the temple seemed surprised when you inquired. They told you it was the first they'd heard of such disappearances. And on the steps of the temple, Turmeric met Rodney, a homely man who claimed himself a god, albeit one relatively new to the business. Did convince Turmeric to join the Church of Rod. And as you all headed back to the Flagon, the inn that you've been staying at, Holden you could feel someone watching you. And looking around the crowded wide, that open-air market, you spotted the familiar gray eyes and blonde hair you hadn't seen in years. Following her, Lily and Holden, you snuck around the side of the Adventurers Guild, and climbing to the roof. Holden, well, Lily, you remained on watch on the streets below. And Holden, as we pick up there, as you crest the top of the ladder, you can see her standing on the far edge of the roof, cape billowing in the breeze, her silhouette visible against this massive afternoon sun that is slowly beginning to set. It was late-ish afternoon, 4-5. The wide's still very, very busy. You can hear the bustle of people around you. The market below. And you are just cresting the top of the roof. What would you like to do?
I know immediately who it is, but I'm still taken aback. And I say the dumb thing of, Nola, is that you?
She doesn't turn around. There's a bit of movement as she clearly hears you. She kind of shifts, but she seems to just be looking out over the city.
I'll start to approach. I'm like, and I say, oh my god, like, you're alive. I honestly didn't think I'd ever see you again.
And as you approach, she does turn around, and you recognize her just almost exactly as you remember her. Seems not to have aged a day in the however long it's been, 10 plus years since you've seen her. She kind of... How long has it been since you've...
Yeah, I suppose. No, maybe I think it's been like maybe 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
So
little
it's
bit,
a little bit.
less than I thought, but still looks
Yeah.
exactly as you remember. And has her arms crossed as you approach her. Still does not say anything. The roof up here is it's about 40 feet by 20 feet. This big flat roof of the Adventurers Guild where you are right now. You're still probably about 15 feet away from her. But she's just looking into your eyes as you walk up.
And I continue to move forward, and I'm very taken aback. Right, this is a lady that mentored me for a decade, and then she disappeared, and I'm just like, I'm holding back emotion, because she just up and left, and again I'm like, holy shit, like, I'm so happy to see you again, but also not in a way where it's like it's weird. Right.
Are you saying all you saying all this?
Yeah. Well, this is my inner monologue. What do I say? I say, I'm so happy to see you. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Did you visit me last night?
And as you're saying this slow grin starts to creep across her face. And then this very deep voice, which completely catches you by surprise, kind of barks out this laugh, and you go, and you watch as this just under 6 feet tall human woman, she shimmers for a minute and seems to expand and grow almost by a foot, and in her place is this much larger, much burlier tiefling, who is wearing this very, very shiny gold plate mail, scale mail, you're not really sure, but very expensive, heavy-looking armor, and you can see a massive two-handed greatsword strapped to his back. And he's kind of chuckling as you walk up. He goes, this you can see he has an amulet hanging around his neck, and he kind of fingers it. Oh, this toy of Dask's works pretty good.
I immediately take like a defensive stance.
Sure.
And like, what's going on? I think I know this. I do know this guy. What's going on? Where's Nola?
Well, we haven't seen her, and it's been quite a few years. You're probably the last one that had eyes on her, but, well, we knew it was the only way we'd get close to you.
What do you want?
Well, just a conversation for now,
Conversation?
to start with.
We'll start talking.
I've been following you for, how long's it been? 10 months, 11 months, a year?
I'm on the ladder and I'm listening.
Sure.
And I'm like, what? My mind is blown.
You see, word's gotten out about you and your little pack here. The Traders of the Liar's Wall, a black mark on a otherwise perfect record. The business is starting to suffer. I'm sure you understand.
Listen, you weren't there.
He raises an eyebrow at you.
Were you there? And if you were there, then you'd know. That type of stuff. That type of stuff is no good.
I'm not here to judge or any of that. It's not what I think, you understand. It's what everybody thinks. A world-class band of mercenaries, one of our own, the more and more famous every day, it seems, Traders of the Liar's Wall. We can't quite command the price we used to. See what I'm saying?
Is that what this is all about?
Well, that's what this is about.
So what needs to happen?
Well, this could go a couple of ways. I hoped we might do this just you and I. A little bit of a, call it honorable for lack of a better word, duel of sorts. Combat, single, you and me. Only one of us leaves, the other one, well, they don't have too much to worry about anymore.
You want to fight me?
The alternative is, who knows when I come for you. In the middle of the night, that nice little Inn you're staying in, the dragon's flagging. All sorts of people might get hurt.
Step lightly for a giant tiefling.
Done this once or twice.
Well,
It's up to you. Everybody's got a choice.
so you think by killing me, or trying to kill me, you think you can wipe the slate clean?
Something like that. And by killing me, well, that's one less obstacle out of your path.
I have my sword out, and I'm like on the ladder, and I'm like, should I go? Should I not go? And I'm so complete. Oh no!
Well, I guess if that's that, that's that. Take my shield off my back.
There, you watch as he takes this massive greatsword. It is huge, maybe 5 feet long. This big, wicked, double-bladed thing with it kind of flares on the end into this almost a sickle shape. And he kind of hunkers down and assumes this ready stance. He grins at you. He's much taller than you. There's still probably 15 feet between you two. He goes, well, kid, you ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up the ladder. I'm gonna go
Do
up the ladder. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And as you do, you
Oh.
can see him hesitate. He goes, oh, I thought we were going to do this. Just the two of us. If tricks and deceit are what you want, well, I know some folks.
Just hang back. Hang back.
Okay.
He's just looking at you.
I'm just.
You're hanging on the ladder, like halfway up onto
Yeah.
the roof.
I'll stay put.
Hang back. Keep your eyes open. He has known affiliates.
Okay.
You ready, kid?
Let's go, you fucking ram-faced, big-ass, stupid...
As you're saying this, you're aware there's another tiefling, ram-faced. He readies his battle stance and looks you one last time, this big, massive sun behind him. All right, kid, show me what you got. And he charges towards you. And we will roll initiative, you and I.
Alright. Ooh, yeah. Watch my back.
Colton's so dead.
He's not dead forever.
All right, move the books. I'll draw a combat map.
There's combat man.
Is the brown mark?
Brown's just on the other side here.
I'm right behind you.
Combat man.
You just draw me a rectangle, 40 feet by 20 feet.
Aw, you're making me count.
Actually, how does that look?
It's probably good where your hand is
From
for
here?
the corner. Yep.
Here?
Yep.
6, 7, 8.
Lily just fell off the ladder.
By what?
20 by 40.
Oh, that's narrow.
Yeah, it's a building rooftop.
Yeah, that one.
You're about 20-25 feet off the ground.
Where's the ladder?
That corner back
This
there,
corner?
or whichever one Holden is close to, because he just came up it.
Right here.
Yeah, and here is Tacoma.
That's an orc.
Well, he's the mini's an orc, but in real life, he's a tiefling.
Is there anything on this battleground?
It is just a
Boxes?
empty wooden roof.
Okay.
Nothing between you. He's charging towards you.
20 feet?
What'd you roll for initiative?
20.
20. You go first.
Yeah. Charging at me. How can I do this?
Now he's facing you.
Is there... What would I have to do mechanics wise, to be able to dodge your charge and fucking send you flying off the roof. Like that would be ready a dodge.
Well, moving someone against their will is
But okay,
usually
so
you kind of can.
Let's
He's
say-
not literally. He's not taking. There's no charge act. He's not bull rushing. He is, for flavor text, just gameplay rules. He's just standing there. But
Okay.
in the flavor of the combat, he is charging towards you.
okay.
You could try and like grapple and move him. I guess would be the
Move him off the roof.
closest thing. Yeah.
Okay, let's just say then it's charging at me, and so I'll return the charge
Sure.
and just come up at him with my shield, with the shield attack.
Sure. Go roll attack. The two of you like collide in the middle of this roof.
17.
17's enough. Go ahead, roll damage.
I wish I was watching this fight, just drinking.
What's that?
Hidden messages.
Even from the DM?
Oh, no, that's a good one.
Oh, nice.
Here, perfect.
Producer messages.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, D10. Wait, which one's D10? That's the round diamond, right?
Soft.
10 plus 13 damage.
Sure.
I'll meet him with the thing and then just crack him in the face over.
Sure. And as you do, you kind of duck under his sword as it comes down, and your shield comes up, and you go. And he spits a tooth out as it rolls away. And now he is going to. He's going to take a 5-foot step to that side of you. As he spits the tooth out, and then he's gonna step diagonal, so he's right on that
sorry.
side. And you watch as he takes this massive greatsword and he plants it in the wood. And he's gonna cast Thunderwave at you and attempt to push you off the roof. Constitution save.
Underwave.
Constitution save. Oh. 13.
13 is enough.
Cool.
So you take 7 points of some kind of damage. Thunderous boom damage as he casts his spell.
Okay.
And he's gonna action surge
Fucker.
and take an extra action, and he's just going to attack you.
Okay, wait. Before you do that, how does shield work again? Shield.
Well, you just use your the spell
Yeah.
+4 after the roll, but before I say, I think.
Okay.
Also
check.
after you say.
After?
Yeah,
before or
it
after,
works.
Okay.
That way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
19 to hit.
+4?
I think it's +4. Look, you should look the spell up.
Yeah.
Mine says +5.
Yeah, I think it's +5.
+5
Might be
bonus to
+5.
AC against triggering attack.
5. Let's
See,
see.
that's your
I did a two-handed, so it's not +2. Yeah, that's not enough. Okay. I'll take the hits.
As this massive two-handed greatsword comes down, you take 8 points of slashing damage.
We
As this huge greatsword comes, and it does, your armor does stop most of it, but even just the weight of this sword itself, you could feel something crack, ribs maybe.
Question.
Yep.
Being inside the inn,
Oh yeah, can we hear?
do we hear anything going on above?
You heard the thunder
yeah,
wave.
fuck yeah, you heard
and
the wave.
and there's like this big hush falls across the wide as the thunder wave like echoes across, and the noise of the crowd suddenly goes silent. And is slowly, this murmur is picking back up, and you get the sense that people are now they can kind of only see the tops of you sometimes as you get close to the edge, but you can see people in the wide all craning, standing, looking at the top of this roof. So yeah, anyone in the wide probably heard the thunder wave. It's your turn, Hold.
Okay, I am going to use
Hang on, I forgot that I have great weapon fighting, and I get to reroll any 1s or 2s on my damage die.
Oh.
So he's gonna use his great weapon fighting and reroll one of these die. What if it's an? I have to use the new one.
Yeah.
You take 1 less point of damage. Shit! What the fuck?
Oops. Okay, yeah.
Do you all want to go outside and check what's going on?
Yeah, I
It
was
sounds like it's just raining.
How does shove work?
thunder.
Shove is melee attack, right?
There is no shove. There's no shove action. You
think
can
there
you can
is.
grapple, and once you're grappled, you can move the grappler. But there's no.
I thought shove was a thing where you can either knock him prone or knock him back 5 feet.
I'm looking.
Okay.
It used to be called Bull Rush, but they took it out of the game.
Don't you have thunder?
Yeah. Thanks. Turmeric.
Quiet down, turmeric. Let's see. You can attack, cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, help, hide, ready, search, or use an object. There's no shove. There's no push.
Okay, whatever. I'll attack with my shield. Oh, 15.
How much?
15.
15 is not enough.
No.
He catches the shield in one massive gauntleted hand.
And I will action surge my thunder wave.
Oh, sure. So he's caught the shield and is like grinning down at you. You gotta do better than that, kid.
Yeah, well, try this one on. This is how you thunder wave!
Oh, 5.
Oh, that's not enough.
Fuck.
2.
2d8
Oh, wait a second.
and push back 10 feet. What?
I don't think I have.
There is a shove.
spell
There
slots.
is a shove?
Yeah. Target must be
No,
no
those
longer
should've-
than one
after we slept at
size
the
larger
inn
than
last
you.
night, those
Instead of making an attack roll, you make an
Reset.
athletics check versus their athletics or acrobatics. Target chooses what to use. If you succeed, the target is incapacitated. You automatically succeed if the target is incapacitated. If you succeed, you either knock the target prone or push it 5 feet away.
That's so. Why? That's not on. Well, how come that's not on any of these actions in combat lists?
It's part of a grapple, so it's under the grapple rules.
Okay. That's exactly what I said. Was you can grab.
It's an
It's an attack that is not.
Yeah, it's a
grapple,
type of
though.
attack action.
Weird.
It's an attack action.
All right, I apologize.
That's okay.
Would you like to take the shove?
No.
Okay.
We'll just play on. Thunder wave, 2d8. You didn't succeed on the.
You did not succeed the con save. No.
No, you're going over the edge. With 9 damage.
9 damage.
Yeah.
He takes 9 points of damage. And gets pushed back 10 feet. He's gonna. You watch his gauntleted hands like start sliding back off the edge of the roof. He's gonna try to
Blow him right
reflex
off.
save his way on here. That's cocked. It's off the table. He fails that save. And falls 20 feet.
Ring out!
And he's off the roof. You don't see him anymore. Lily, you watch as you're not even sure what happens. It's like 18 seconds, and there's this, and then a second, and this huge gauntlet tiefling just like smashes into the ground and is lying prone, like
On the ground?
on his back, yeah, on the ground.
I'm gonna boom my voice, and I'm gonna, like an assembly, I'm gonna be like, Loop Syndicate, please come outside of the inn, Loop Syndicate.
Sure. Yeah, you can hear it echoing around. And as he does fly off, there is this. You can hear the crowd like, oh, as he comes flying over the edge, and no one is really sure what's happening.
Where's the inn? Are they on top of the inn?
They're on top of the Adventurers Guild.
We're like across the street
I don't
or
know how
beside.
Few doors down.
What,
Kind of not all the way across the circle of this wide, but
Okay.
you know, a few shops down.
Would we have heard Lily with her boom?
Yeah. You've heard the thunderclaps.
I'm gonna come running out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll join you guys
see what all this commotion's about.
Is there people sort of grouping around this now that?
People seem to be keeping a wide distance. You can see all business in the wide has stopped, and everyone is just watching whatever is happening here at this point. You can see more than a few guards who are just like, some of them are just like murmuring, like, "Oh, you done pretty good there," and like they just seem to be watching what's happening.
So he fell into the back alley side?
No, he
front?
He fell into the front. He fell like into the wide almost.
Oh.
What would you like to do, Holden?
He's laying.
He's lying prone. Don't let the music confuse you.
Combat is not over?
Combat is over.
Okay.
Combat is over.
Fuck yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was.
And as you look over the roof, you can see him just lying down there. A little trickle of blood coming out of the armor.
Jump on him.
I wanted to. If you were to have gotten up, I'd fucking from the top of the cage. Well, we ought to fuck it, what do we do here? We ought to. I don't. Is he dead? Do you see? Is he dead?
Let's go. Let's go check.
Okay.
Let's make sure he's dead. Run down the ladder.
We'll go check up on him.
Sure. What are you doing? He's lying in front of you. You can hear the soft murmur of the crowd behind. People whispering.
Fucking, I don't know what to do with this guy. He's
What?
So you remember that story I told you
Yeah.
about? Yeah. This is one of Nola's lieutenants. His name's Tacoma. He's a great big tiefling.
He doesn't like you? Or
He doesn't like us, actually.
us? Okay.
Yeah.
As
Why?
you're talking, he coughs. And he kind of rolls over onto his side, and he seems pretty fucked up. But he opens his eyes a little bit, and he looks at you. That was pretty good, kid. Hell of a thunder wave.
That's how you thunder wave.
Kind of grins. And his sword has like it is flown a few feet away. You can see it 5 or 10 feet away. And with his one arm that is just kind of splayed out, you watch as the fingers twitch, and the sword, you can hear it as it flies in this spinning arc back into his hand. He just kind of grabs it. Doesn't move to attack or anything, but his sword flies back into his hand.
Okay, I'll step on his hand
And, you go,
and be like, "Can we talk about this like grown-ups?"
and as you're stepping on his hand, he goes, "Well, I think my talking's just about done. Whatever you want to ask, you better make it quick."
This has to end here, doesn't it?
Well, he grins up at you.
I walk around the corner and see all this going on. What are we fighting this guy?
And he stands back up now.
I'm gonna.
I mean, like, I'm totally okay just bringing my shield down on his face, but there's like people looking. There's
Should we-
probably cops around.
Should we carry him back?
I don't think he's gonna come peacefully.
He's kind of looking at both of you as you're having this conversation. He says, hey kid. Dask sends his regards. And then behind you in the Adventurers Guild, the leather straps that Loop observed the session previous, you don't hear anything, but the 9 that were strapped around these poles simultaneously ignite, and there is this massive explosion that pushes all the sides of the building. They just kind of almost fly out from under the roof, knocking all of you. Anybody who's close gets knocked over, pushed back 5 feet. And at this point, there is an audible, like, people, a bit of a panic starts to spread through the wide, where people are like, it gets a little more, you can hear some people, as it happens, people scream, and you can hear people running away, people kind of starting to push each other out of the way. As yes, just splinters of the Adventurers Guild just rain down around you as they little bits of wood. A huge piece of a beam like falls onto the ground.
Is his body gone?
No, he's been pushed over onto his friend, but he is
He's still there.
still there.
He must be dead now.
Did we take any damage from that?
No.
Oh, well.
It was had you been closer, you might have. There was this burst of heat, but you were not close enough to.
You just destroyed our guild. Fuck us. I'll get up and I'm mad because you destroyed our guild hall with no shit apparently. And I'll grab Tacoma by the collar.
He's very dead.
And yeah, I was about ready to finish it, but
As you grab him and like have your shield up and pull him up, you can see his eyes are open and unfocused, and he's not breathing. One of his horns is shattered as it hit the stones.
I'll just drop him. And I'm like, well, at least we didn't have to kill him in cold blood in front of all these people.
Yeah, that's good.
Dang.
So why were we killing him anyway?
What's going on?
We're gonna have to have a talk, you guys.
And you can see as several guards now are approaching
And
from all
we
sides of the
better
wide.
Get out of here.
Um,
Can we flee?
You can. They can see you.
Oh,
and,
yeah, right.
and are, I'd say the closest pair of guards is maybe 80 feet away. Like not so far that they maybe know who you are, but they can definitely see you. And you can hear them shouting, "Stop! Stop! Watch!"
Can I take his greatsword?
Sure. Yeah, it's heavy. Even for you, it's pretty heavy, but yeah, you can. You
Should
Tacoma's
we
great
stay?
sword.
I don't know.
flee
It
or should
wasn't
we try
really
to...
our fault. I mean, we could just
I just walked into this. I have no idea.
defending
what-
ourselves. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I guess we could definitely
You guys are about
This was
60
really-
feet away at this point.
not on us.
Just
You
your
there.
call. Your call.
Stop! Put down your weapons!
Hey, I'm just standing here, officer.
Building blew up on me.
Yeah, this building just blew up.
They're probably 40 feet away.
I think we can talk our way out of this.
Just start. Should I start?
Don't
Holden has put his shield down and is holding up his hands.
Don't start.
20 feet away.
we can explain this away.
They're walking up. Appears to be a human taking charge. He's fairly short for a human, maybe right around 5 feet. His face is kind of pockmarked from maybe acne or something as a teenager. You don't know. That's what you would assume.
It's like someone threw rocks at his face.
Kind of, yeah. And as he approaches, he goes, What is the meaning of this? Like pieces of the building are still on fire around you, and as he walks up, he like stomps out a board that's burning. Is what that business on the rooftop? What happened here?
I don't. What business? The thing blew up. And
I hard to make out. The big one, he points at the fallen Tacoma, and someone kind of looks around, realizing that they were just shapes in the distance. Was on the roof fighting, and the Adventurers Guild exploded.
Yeah, the Adventurers Guild's all fucked up. I
Yeah,
hope Derek is okay.
We had just came out of there. We could have been inside.
Who is Derek?
One of the workers.
And he turns around to this like just smoldering wreckage. He goes, he's in there.
I hope it was a day off.
Kind of nods. Well, you had talked to him
Right,
minutes,
yes, I did.
minutes before
I did.
climbing up to the roof and try to use the guild hall bathroom.
Derek is all fucked up too.
And this guard to 4 other guards, he points over to the wreckage, and they start digging through it and moving boards, and you can hear wreckage being thrown around. And he turns back to you, and
We were doing guild hall business, and yeah, like we stepped out, and then it exploded.
and it just blew up by itself. And he looks around to the now almost abandoned wide. You are the only ones who didn't run. I find that highly suspicious.
Well, you told us to stop.
Well, of course, once we approached, but everyone took off the second the building exploded.
It's because It blew us to the ground.
We were caught in the explosion, yeah.
And then we
We're
got up and you
stunned. My
said,
ears are still...
don't move.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion 11.
11. You kind of, well, even still, highly suspect the 5 of you, 6 of you, including nods again at the coma.
Hey, I've never seen that guy before in my life. I have no idea how he even got there. I heard some commotion on the roof, went to check it out, and next thing I know, explosions and now guards. Shouldn't you be putting out the fire?
And there are several guards who are, yes, stamping out the fire and still going through the wreckage.
Innocent bystanders. We were here on guild business.
You can make a persuasion check as well.
Ooh, 15.
15? I suppose that makes a sort of sense.
Listen, kid. A building just got blown up. There were big thunderclaps we heard, and that sort of caught our attention too. This big fella is now dead. But the man that he was fighting with up top, like you said, is nowhere to be seen. Is there any way we can help with this investigation?
Well, none of you are under arrest, but I would ask you accompany me to the watch house. We will have questions, I'm sure. The investigation to get underway.
Yeah? Yeah, okay.
Is that all of us, or?
Yes, everyone present.
I mean, you're not going to find out more information. You really don't know too much more.
Exactly.
Drinking, boom, showed up, bang from the explosion, and that's about it.
Are you writing this down?
I have a very sharp memory. The interrogator will get to the bottom of this.
I mean, is anyone going to search that big fella over there?
We will conduct our investigation, yes, of course.
Well, let us know if we can be of any help.
Well, if you can be, if you would accompany me back to the watch house. And he kind of looks around, and there is a watch house here in the Wide, which is relatively close. But he looks around at all the guards who have poured out of it and are stamping out the fires. And well, we will go to the temple's watch house. This one looks around again at all the guards, a bit indisposed. Follow me, if you please. And he starts to lead the way. His companion waits for all of you to follow.
Yeah, let's follow him.
Alright, I'm interested to see how they are going to try and pin this on us.
Yeah. Waste the taxpayers' money, kid. What's your name?
I'm Colonel Knob. Colonel Knob. Corporal Knobs. Oh, thank you. Not to laugh.
My knobs.
N-O-B-B-S. It's a historic family name.
Pleased to meet you, knobs. I'm a bit of a military man myself. How do you do?
Fine, thank
Right.
you.
Listen, you heard the thunderclaps, eh?
I heard
Oh, wow.
something.
And what did you see? You saw two people fighting?
That's what I assumed. I saw 2 people on a roof. Some kind of magic being cast.
Can you ballpark about how tall this person was?
He looks down at you. All linked parties are under investigation. But you all follow him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. His partner, whoever it is, the other watchman, waits behind to make sure everybody is in line and doesn't really have much of a chance to sneak away. And he leads you through the city, which already the Wide is starting to pick back up. You see most of the merchants are back in their stalls. Some are like having to right them where they got tipped over when people kind of scattered. He leads you through a gate, back into temples, through the streets. and eventually to a white brick and wooden roofed watch house.
Under my breath, I kind of mumble like, "It sucks that we're getting punished for something that we weren't even there for."
Just be like, oh, I'm so confused. Just wiping the smoke off my face.
So, he's just
brain
doing his job,
works.
you guys. We'll answer his questions and he'll let us go within a couple hours.
I will do my best. Yes, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And he heads into the watch house. His companion's still waiting behind you.
Follow him in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, this will probably take like 5 minutes. Let's see what he has to say.
Sure. As you enter this main room of the watch house, the watch house in Temple is surprisingly small on the inside and has this kind of very lavish exterior, much like the rest of the district, but you get the sense it is maybe very old, was maybe even built before this was considered temples, where it is a desk in the middle of a large square room, and you can see just bars, cells that kind of surround the desk, where the desk is in the middle, and these cells are in almost a horseshoe shape around and beside. They all appear to be empty right now. And you can see there is a dwarven woman sitting at the desk, has watch armor on. Her hair is brown hair up in a tight bun on the back of her head. And as you walk in, the guardsman leading you to the person at the desk. Sergeant, we've brought these... He looks around. The people in for questioning. Some sort of a explosion in the wide. The Adventurers Guild has been destroyed. And this lady looks up at you all and goes, "Oh, is that right? Well, show them into the cells."
Whoa!
Well, it's just formality of a sort. We ask you some questions, not under arrest, of course, but
Well, then why do we have to go in the cells?
well, as you can see, and she gestures around, there's not really much room here that isn't in the cells. I mean, you could stand on the desk, I suppose.
Is it really that tight?
It's pretty tight. Like the space in here, as I say, you get the sense this is a very, very old building that they put a very nice like facade on the outside and a brand new fascia to make it look real pretty, and then the inside is still this old like brick and mortar construction. It's a kind of a little dingy in the way that you wouldn't expect temples to be.
I don't know about that. Come on, we're...
She rolls her eyes and stands up and opens one of the doors wide. Goes, all right, we'll leave the doors open. Just please have a seat, and gestures to some of the benches in these cells.
I'll go take a seat.
I'll kind of be like, after you.
Yeah, just, I guess let's... Alright.
Pile in.
We'll answer the questions. It'll only take a few minutes, I'm sure.
Oh, no time at all. That will do, Corporal. Sergeant, are you... Oh, yes, quite sure, thank you. So, all right. And he heads back out, leaving you alone with this dwarven sergeant in the watch house. She looks at all of you, one by one. So, the Adventurers Guild exploded. That's a new one.
That's crazy. We work out of there.
What's happened?
We were there. We were returning a chitty,
And it just blew up?
and we heard the thunderclaps. So we,
Came walk around the corner and then boom!
yeah, we went out on the street to see what was going on. We're people of action.
Make a deception check.
Boom. 5.
5.
But that's exactly what happened.
She kind of sighs and goes, I'm quite hard to lie to. We might get a lot further if we just told one another the truth.
Truth, that is the truth! Like, I walked around the corner
Anyone?
and the place blew up! Like, close to raging out.
Telepathically, I'll reach out to Holden. So did we blow up the Adventurers Guild?
See where.
You can respond telepathically.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
Are we partially responsible?
No.
And then I, in my actual voice, I just speak up and tell the lady, did you mention your name yet?
I don't believe I have. Have you mentioned yours?
No.
Well, one of us is suspected of crimes against the city, and one of us is a sergeant of the watch.
I mean,
so
what kind of evidence do you have? I mean, we were there. We had reason to be there.
Well, that's why we're conducting this investigation.
Well, I don't know why it exploded. I don't think any of us know why it exploded.
Oh, see, I think one or two of you might. Buildings don't usually just explode.
It's very strange, I know.
How do you know it's not someone else in the city that just blew it up?
Well, that's what I'm here to find out.
There was a dead tiefling at the scene of the crime. Did Corporal What's-His-Face mention that to you? He gave you no information now that I mention it.
The report is coming, I'm sure.
Okay. Well,
My
there's a dead
name
tiefling.
is Aaron Hornersmash, although you can call me Sergeant. And your name?
My name is Loop.
Loop. She kind of, as you say, she kind of eyes you up, and is, like maybe weighing if that's a fake name or not. It's a pleasure to meet you. The rest of you?
You can call me Captain Taft, actually.
Oh, a captain.
Captain.
Well, very impressive. She's just staring. She's just staring at Turmeric.
I'm Turmeric of Raven's Claw Syndicate.
Good. And you?
Lily,
Like the flower? Just no.
like the flower.
Okay.
I would be Aurora Bryn.
All right. And you can see there's a minute where she's writing all this down on this paper.
All right, now that we're all friends, let's continue this conversation not in a jail cell.
Well,
There's surely there's a tavern around here somewhere, one that's not
maybe a
planning
bit,
on blowing up in the next.
inappropriate in the circumstances. And she kind of consults her notes here. And what do any of you know about the Wolves of Nola? She looks around and seems to be gauging responses.
And I think for a moment, and they're some sort of organization, aren't they? I've heard tavern stories about them as we've been traveling, but can't say I've ever met them.
Make a persuasion check. I mean, you can decide persuasion or deception. That rides the line.
I mean, technically it's true. So, yeah.
But it is. Yeah, it's also deceptive in a way.
Yeah.
2020, y'all.
Yeah. 2020.
You're the nat.
Natural 20 for a total of 19.
For 2019. Oh, tavern stories, huh? I see. It makes a little note. Anyone else ever heard of such a group, whatever they might be?
Listen, everybody's heard of Nola and her wolves.
Have they now?
Yeah.
Oh,
great
like-
war heroes. Great war heroes.
She
Would you like
gestures for you to continue?
They, let's see. They were integral in the the siege of Paxthakis.
She's kind of making notes, as you say. It seems to be just kind of muttering, repeating, oh, Paxthakis.
Oh, yes, they have a brave group of half-orcs.
Yep.
Oh, half orcs. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they...
And that's it? That's all? Any of you? Oh, I see. Right.
I mean, it's not... In like, military... like, stories and stuff, like, yeah, it's widely known. I don't know how deep
Do these
in regular people's lives that this
stories mention who that large tiefling might have been?
is known. It might have, which again is
And
interesting.
what would legend tells? Hypothetically speaking, who might that tiefling be?
That tiefling might be a man named Tacoma.
Wait, are you saying Nora blew up the inn?
I'm not saying. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not ready to make any sort of suppositions of any kind.
They're
Well,
supposing
you're
all
asking-
over the place.
You're asking questions about Nola, so I suspect then that's who you're...
I think you know more Then you're letting us.
Oh,
No.
he's smarter than he seems.
Listen, this all doesn't matter. Because Nola disappeared like 5 years ago.
And one of the wolves is here in Baldur's Gate. Looking for what? Or maybe for who?
This is the
I
first
don't
I've
know.
heard of this.
Yeah. I don't know.
She smiles at you. Oh, all right, I see. Makes a few more notes. And, well, I think that wraps up my questioning. I suppose you're free to go. Are you staying in the town anywhere? Further questions? An inn, perhaps I can flag you down at?
Dragon's flagging.
Yeah, the dragon's flagging.
Dragon's flagging, right, all right. Well, I may have more questions. We may be in touch again. Thank you for your assistance.
Good.
Great.
After you.
I walk past everyone and just get out of here.
Sure. she is this knowing smile at you,
I'll
as you
I'll
walk out.
avoid her stare as I walk out.
I'm just gonna walk right out too.
Gonna smile back. walk away.
She meets your gaze. As you do, she meets your gaze, and she gives you a wink. Winks at you. You're outside the watch hall, free to go. What would you like to do?
Is there like any guards in our sort of area as we're leaving?
There are two flanking the door. Same two you saw when you walked in. And you could find more, but with a few seconds of searching, yeah, it wouldn't be difficult in this part of the city.
Maybe we should go have a drink and talk about that explosion.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean-
Like I said, I have a little bit of explaining to do.
Was that really Tacoma?
Yeah.
So I have Tacoma's greatsword.
As you guys are standing right in front of the watch house door, the two guards, as someone is like trying to, this hooded figure's trying to make their way through, the two guards, move aside, please, move aside, and this figure's, so excuse me, pushing their way through, and kind of sneaks past.
Into the guardhouse?
Yeah. No loitering, please, the guards are now saying to you.
Okay, let's get a move on.
Yeah, these people are rude.
Do I
Right.
notice anything about that hooded figure?
Make a perception check.
Perception? Fucking, why is my perception so low? 15.
They had a very strange accent as they said, excuse me, pardon, which you can't quite, you're really not familiar with whatever dialect or area of the world it might be from.
Right,
It especially sticks out to you because to you everyone has an accent here in Baldur's Gate, or most people do.
yeah, let's go get a drink. I got some shit to talk about.
Should we go to the Dragon's Flagon, or should we
I think they know we're gonna be there. Maybe
maybe
we
go
should
somewhere else?
Yeah. Try a different.
Is there, what is a bar? Tavern in the, where are we? The
wide.
Temples?
Temples?
Oh yeah, we're in temples.
There is one here in Temples.
Temples like a higher class.
It is, yeah. It is not. There is a rich neighborhood, but this is more higher class business. It is literally a lot of temples were built here, and the area kind of became this much nicer, much more affluent part of the
Can
city.
we find one that we can hear music coming out of, like a bard singing or something?
Sure. It takes you a little bit of searching if you'll come to a few and,
Yeah.
and like you stick your head in. It doesn't appear to have any entertainment or anything going on.
I'm just gonna go, and as we're walking down, I'm just gonna talk to random people and just, hey, you know where a good place for some live music is?
And after a few minutes of asking, one of them directs you to a tavern called the Emerald Worm.
Is the wide like? That's just kind of a business markety area.
Yep, it is an open air market where
Do you have that? No, is that the one with? No, that's not the one. Do you have the one with?
I printed a new one off, but I need this back out.
Yeah.
Yes, the wide is kind of this open public space where
Oh,
it's very much first come first serve. Whoever's there first in the morning kind of gets the best claim. That is where Old Gran does her fortune telling out of. And then Temples is buildings, proper businesses, shops, and much more of that.
Which one's the Highfalutin area?
You've never been there. It is
It actually doesn't matter. Just
Bloombridge down here is the highfalutin area of the city, the rich neighborhood.
Emerald. What is it?
Emerald Worm.
The Emerald Worm. Spelled with a Y.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This seems like it's a good place to have a chat.
And you do eventually find it, and as you get close, you can hear there's some kind of music coming out, some bard tinkling away on some kind of a stringed instrument.
Before I enter, can I just have a quick glance about to see if anybody's following us?
Sure, make a perception check.
Guards or whoever. 14.
14? It's hard to tell, but it really only stands out because the people here are, for the most part, much better dressed and far cleaner, I guess, a higher class of society, it seems. And you do notice there's a cloaked figure, maybe the one you saw at the watch house, you can't really be sure, who just kind of sticks out because it is the mid-afternoon. I mean, getting onto evening, it is nice and warm, and still the sun is up, and this cloaked figure sticks out a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Entering the green worm, Emerald Worm. Can I spot a back door? Or another entrance?
You
exit?
see a door behind the bar. You're not sure if it leads to a cellar or where it leads, but yeah, you can see a door. The bar in here is there's no technically there's no separate furniture. Everything appears to be carved out of. I mean, as you look at it, it seems to be one contiguous stone piece where. The stone of this building has been carved into a bar, and there are very uncomfortable these square like stone stools that have been seemingly just carved out of the floor, almost as though someone carved this place out of a massive block of marble. As you walk in, and it seems to be it's pretty busy. It's not packed, but there are more than a few tables.
Are there
Bard
any
is,
guards?
you can make a perception, sure.
9.
9. Doesn't appear to be. You don't see any armor or anything, or the guard armor, anyways, glinting as you look around the space.
Is there a table?
Excuse me. Yep, you can find one of these. Again, it is It looks like a stone mushroom almost, where it's carved out of this piece of stone that connects to the ground. But yeah, you can find a corner to talking.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to that one. And I'll sit at the seat facing the front door.
Sure.
Just
keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
Okay. You were sitting at the bar. You were sitting at the table. Pardon me.
Is there a bartender or?
There is. They. I mean, you get the sense that. For especially most of the taverns you've been in is you kind of call them over. People come in and out all the time, have just little chats or whatever, and the bartender might not interact with them. But you do see appears to be an elf, very well dressed behind a bar, who is bringing people drinks, and plates of food seem to be coming out of that door. As it swings open and closes, you can see it appears to lead to a kitchen of some kind.
Bartender, ales?
And he looks over and says, 1, 2, 3. Does the count? 5 ales coming up.
Perfect.
Any food or?
Anyone hungry?
Yeah, sure. Might as well.
Sure. What do you have to eat here?
Oh, well, he's kind of having to yell this across the bar. We've very good beef or pork is on today.
Pork?
I suppose there's probably some mutton down in the
Pork?
cold cellar if anyone wants that.
I'll take one of each.
All right, one of each.
I'm okay with the drink.
Oh, very well.
I'll take a pork.
Perfect.
Surprise me.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Pork.
All right. And he goes and he eventually comes back with all the drinks and the food. Just for ease of use, we'll say it's. I'd say 5 silver for all the. It's probably more about 8 silver for the kind of higher part of town. And as the food comes out, it's very nicely presented. Has little sides of vegetables and things that you're kind of unused to.
Is that food and drink?
Yeah.
8?
Yeah, 8
Between
silver
the 5
for.
of us?
Yeah.
We'll throw in 2.
I'll give him one Whole gold.
A gold. And as you flick on the coin, it goes, oh, well, thank you very much. Anything else? I'll be back behind the bar.
We all settle that up.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
give
I
me a
did.
yell.
R2.
I'm gonna say, my god, Rodney, teaches me to be very kind to all servers.
Well, that sounds like quite the gods. I'm very
Yes, he's a magnificent
Glad.
god. Very magnificent.
very magnificent. Good.
Very
Great.
powerful.
I'll keep that in mind.
Rodney. Don't forget it.
I don't think I will.
Are there people around in this?
Yeah, it's not packed. You do have a little bit of privacy. Like, it is not so busy that you can't get a table to yourself. But there are quite a few people. You see maybe 6 or 7 tables that have at least a couple people at them. More single patrons who do by themselves sitting up at the bar.
Okay.
Britain's gonna lean over and just be like staring you down.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The whole thing, the thing that happened might be catching up to us, you guys. That was Tacoma. He's one of Nola's wolves, and he had mentioned that what happened over there might be giving them a bad name, and so he's come to kind of right that wrong.
What do you mean give him a bad name?
Did we use their name?
Not really, but they're
Talking about that incident
yeah,
with the guy's ear
yeah,
back at the.
yes. The guy's here.
Yeah.
I know we don't like to talk about the guy's ear, but yes, this is all about the guy's ear.
I knew it was a
So
bad idea from the start.
Make
So he's up.
Actually, what's your passive perception, Holden?
9.
So you said that he was upset with us because of this.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
really
suspect
confused about the whole thing still.
There's more of them then we
Yeah.
should be expecting.
Yeah, we've got to really stay frosty here. If Tacoma's around, there ought to be 3 or 4 more.
So that really was Tacoma,
Yeah,
and you really was that you that?
yeah.
That's
Fucked them up,
that's
didn't
amazing. Tacoma's a great warrior.
I? Yeah, I know.
He's
Under my
pretty
breath.
great.
So how did you blow up the Adventurers Guild?
That part wasn't me. That part wasn't us. Like, I have no idea.
Are you sure? Because you can tell us. It's okay.
I know, I can tell you, and I would tell you.
I think if we could do that to just anything on demand, then can you? It was you, wasn't it?
No,
Tell me the truth.
No, it wasn't Lily.
It wasn't us. It wasn't us.
I'm gonna be so
Do you believe him?
awestruck by this
You want-
great
you want an
sword I
insight
have. So, is there anything special with this great sword?
I don't know, it's really heavy. Can you...
It's extremely heavy.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good. I'm glad you grabbed that.
So,
Swinging it around.
hey, we're inside.
Stop.
Hey, put
Just-
no weapons in the bar.
Calm down.
Just
Let's,
super
You're going to
excited.
cut off someone's head.
This is a
don't attract attention to us
great
right
warrior's weapon here.
now. Yeah, and we'll you'll have a chance to swing it around later. For now, yeah. So the Tacoma came after me, and I presume his partners aren't far behind. They're probably in the city as well. But that explosion was something else. Tacoma did say that Dask had something to do with that. Which again, like, these people are dangerous.
And Lube, you do think back to those. You did nat 20 your perception check in the Adventurers Guild. You do think back to those evenly spaced leather cords you saw, which you did realize when you saw them. You did realize they were not there the 2 days prior when you had entered the Adventurers Guild. That was last week that happened, though.
Yeah.
So Hugh said that Tacoma came after you specifically. Does he know about the rest of us?
Yes.
So he knew that we were traveling in a group?
Yes.
Did he know we were at the guild at the time?
It sounds like they've been following us for months.
Why is everyone
I
following us?
know.
We're kind of a high-profile group.
Also,
thanks
we've
to you,
Put our name out everywhere we go.
but also thanks to you.
Yeah, we're probably pretty easy to follow,
Yeah.
actually, now that we think about it.
Yeah.
Pretty much tell everybody.
Explosions and yes, our marketing team. Is
That actually-
full force.
Might kind of be
Saving
used to our
grace.
benefit.
Yeah.
Because if these people are after us, why... We should probably get to them first.
Yeah. Yeah,
as,
we could.
As you're talking, you feel a hand on your shoulder, Holden. And as you turn, it's the bartender.
Oh.
And he has his hand on your shoulder, and he's like leaning down. He's like kneeling down beside you, something on the ground. He's like, I think you dropped this, and he picks up this amulet off the ground that he then hands to you, which you recognize as the one that was around Tacoma's neck. Because you'd be more careful. If it was anyone else, they might have pocketed it, but
Yes, yes.
I suppose no
Thank
harm,
you.
no
Thank
foul,
you.
and he carries back on his way.
What is that?
That was around Tacoma's neck.
Did you steal it from him?
I did not. I did not. We didn't have a chance to
Is it
look over his
magical?
body.
So how did it get here?
Can you tell?
Well, yeah, can I...
It just looks like I mean, to look at it, it's just appears to be a disc of either stone or some dark metal with a leather cord through the center of it, punch through the center.
All right, I'm going to pick it up and do some totally fake magical hand signals.
Sure.
And then I'll... Very magical. The magical energy is just dripping off of it. Can you see it? Oh, no.
I can smell it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Very magical.
What are we gonna do with it? Maybe this is what blew everything up.
Actually, now
Luke
that
says
I
it's
now that I
super
think back
magical.
about it, I did notice some very strange additions to the Adventurers Guild. These straps of leather that were kind of attached to all the structural beams of the place. Now that I think about it, yeah, I'm not too sure when they showed up, but they weren't there earlier.
Straps of leather.
Yeah, I wonder if they were trying to get all of us at one time. Because usually we go into the guild all together, but this time we happen to have separated.
I don't. Does leather blow up?
They were. I
I'm asking this too.
highest level roll fire.
I've ever seen.
I'm asking as turmeric. I never knew. Leather could blow
Well,
up.
Tacoma said Dask sends his regards, and Dask is a really powerful sorcerer. So I imagine those were
Magic.
leather bands of fucking explosions, which they did the job.
That's why I don't wear shirts. They explode on you.
But yeah, like I said, this amulet was around his neck, and I believe it allowed him to change shape, or at least have an illusion of changing shape.
Okay, I'll cast Detect Magic.
The amulet is definitely magical.
What about the sword?
The sword appears to not be. You do pick up a glow on Lily, though, unexpectedly. And it appears the snake that is around her neck is magical.
All right, I will keep that bit of information.
A changing.
But the thing is like I said, it was around his neck, or presumably blown off his neck. But none of us took it.
How did it get here? You must have.
No,
We got stuck
Did
to your
anyone
foot.
search
we.
him? The dead body?
No, we weren't able to.
So, how long have we been sitting here?
Should we maybe get out of here too?
That's what I'm thinking.
Sitting here
Can
maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if that.
Can we scan the room
Yeah,
for,
I'm
like...
scanning the
Sure,
room
make
now.
a perception check.
Can I put that necklace on?
And those big coughs are blowing up these mics over
Coughs. 9.
9?
Natural one.
Nobody that you would consider suspicious. Just people drinking. Nobody seems to be paying any attention to you. No cloaked or hooded figures.
Can I put the necklace on?
Sure.
Like, all right.
Yeah, you hang on to that.
Is it doing anything?
I don't think so.
Do I still look like me?
Your chest is covered in that one spot, which is weird.
Maybe just flip it around to the back.
Amulet-shaped tan.
So there are 4 wolves?
So what do we need to expect with these upcoming wolves? Like, do they have any specialties?
Yeah. Tacoma is the great big bastard. He'd swing around a sword and cleave through enemies. He almost cleaved through me.
Okay.
Good job, by the way. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was a great fight.
Yeah, that's 2 hits. Me hitting him hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Dask is, like I said, a sorcerer. So he's very dangerous with magic.
Mm-hmm.
There is a tabaxi. One of those weird hairless ones, those gross looking ones.
So don't touch that one.
Well, I mean, but she's very much so the intelligence recon.
What was her name?
Calda.
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 So there's 2 more? 3 more.
And
That's why I always called her.
God damn it.
There's another one named Ralton Walk. He's an Esma. You guys know what an Esma is?
No.
It's
They're like angel people.
Yeah, much like tieflings are kind of associated with fiends and devils.
an asthma.
Asimar. Asimar.
Asimar.
Asimar.
Asthma.
Like Asmir?
Asma are very much so associated with angels and celestial beings.
What kind of like powers do they have then? Like, well, obviously sorcerer. What was the specialty for the tabaxi?
She's a roguish type.
A roguish type. So we're gonna get stabbed in our sleep.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
maybe not get stabbed in our sleep.
And this is why I'm warning you guys.
You used to run with these people, didn't you?
I only know them by reputation. I studied with their leader, Nola.
And Nola could possibly still be alive then?
Nola disappeared 5 years ago, and she did run with these guys, and these guys are the ones that broke the siege of Paxakis. But as heroic as they sound, they're actually very dangerous people, especially ones to be coming after us. Did I name all of them?
Mm-hmm. Daskalda, Rolton, and Nola.
Yeah, Tacoma's fucking dead.
Tacoma's dead. Okay.
That's all of them?
Yeah.
Well, that's still a lot.
So this is all because of what happened back on the wall?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they really took that lightly.
I mean, I feel like
Took that
was-
lightly. What they did to those people is disgusting.
Oh, I know.
And they're mad at us?
I think it's more of the reputation that we sort of hurt. Versus,
We're not really related to that group, though.
Well, they think that's bad for their reputation. They should wait until we take them all out one by one.
that's right. Yeah.
Vanquisher Syndicate. For sure on that turn.
Yeah. So yeah, again, this amulet up here in here just reeks of Calda. Calda Filgo is her name. So she's already playing her little games.
Do you know what the amulet does?
Tacoma was wearing it And he sort of attracted my attention by appearing as Nola. And so I approached him, and then he dispersed the illusion, I suppose. And he said that amulet this, amulet that.
Maybe
So
we can take it to a magic shop and have someone look at it.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, could also be a fucking explosive device that he's now wearing around his neck.
so
That's true.
so Nola trained you, and Nola trained them. Do you have any insight on where they might be hiding? Any ways that you used to?
See, the thing is that after Paxthakis, they sort of disbanded, and Nola joined. Nola was a captain in the Raven's Sword, and that's the mercenary group that I joined up with, and she trained me there. She just told me these stories about them. I've never actually met them. Now I assume that either they've lined up with the Raven Sword for, again, recompense of what happened at the wall, or they've been hired by them, but again, they're coming after us.
Do you think?
Let them come?
And Nola had disappeared like 5 years ago. I haven't seen her in a long time. I have a feeling that she's not part of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said Tacoma said Dask says hi, not Nola.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe we can rule her out as being the leader. Sounds like maybe Dask is who we're searching out.
Maybe.
Well, if they're searching for us, we should just let them come.
We could. They're coming after us. So yeah. Maybe.
Maybe we need to set our own traps.
Yeah.
But these aren't the type to take lightly. Like, I was really outclassed up there.
What do you mean you won?
I know I won, which means I'm probably moving up classes, but holy, was I ever outclassed before that happened. Did you see the size of him?
Yeah,
You see the size of that sword?
Yeah, I got the sword right here.
pulls it out again.
Fucking. But we all sort of knew that that whole thing was gonna blow back at some point, and I think this is the blowback.
I mean, I assumed it's been long enough that we were done with that situation.
I sort of assumed too. I figured we traveled across the goddamn continent to get away from it.
Sucks.
Yeah. I feel like we're still being haunted by that day.
Well, we have to start thinking about how we're going to find these people.
Yeah.
What were they called? The Raven Sword?
Raven Sword was the mercenary band that we belonged to.
You were part of that group?
Nola's
That
wolves.
group?
Yeah. We were all part of it.
Okay. And is that the name they're worried that we're smearing?
Yeah.
The Raven Syndicate?
No. The Raven's Sword.
Sword.
Although we've been using Raven's Claw once or twice. So that might be why.
It's all getting money. And it's up to society to figure that out.
Look,
What?
let's just take out a full-page ad in the Baldur's Gate newspaper and just say, you know, we're not associated with them.
That might work.
might work to our advantage.
Or we could just say we're not
And-
afraid of them.
It could be why it's been taking this long for them to track us down. Actually,
We could do that so that they know that they probably know we're in Baldur's Gate anyways, but then we could set a trap in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, we could call them out.
Yeah. Call them out. Maybe even call them here for like a fight to the death, and we could take bets.
You want to gamble with our own lives?
Oh, come on. You know that we'll be better. We're pretty
listen. When I say outclassed, Like, I'm not afraid. Let's get that straight. It's just, it could be outclassed.
Oh, just because we...
Remember that bear we fought?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy was a little, maybe outclassed. Fucking Tacoma. Tacoma!
I don't know. From the sounds of the fight, it sounds like he wasn't too hard.
Yeah.
I mean, you made it sound like you did it effortlessly.
Fuck yeah. Okay, okay. I'm just saying, sometimes we get lucky.
Oh, you can thank my god Rodney for that.
Thanks to Godney, really. Thank you.
But
Can I look around tavern again?
When did this god Rodney show up?
14.
I think I was away for this.
I feel like he was always with me.
You don't notice anything. It's the usual. No one seems paying attention. There's nobody suspicious. Nothing catches your eye. As you're looking around, the bartender kind of catches your eye for a second. You need a refill or?
That food coming around?
It came out.
Oh, okay.
You've been
Yeah.
eating. Yeah.
I probably ate yours.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it. You're too busy telling me your story.
Well, what do you think? Like, so he said it was gonna be a fight to settle things. It seems as if I settled it, but knowing them, like, we have to settle it 4 more times.
Well, they blew up our guild, I think.
So yeah.
How are we gonna
Like, how are we gonna get work now? So I think we should go after them. Either we go after them, or we bring them here and go after them.
We could set up a camp just outside of town. Maybe set some traps, lure them in.
How about bear trap?
Yeah.
Finally use it.
You guys can hear the bartender announce to the entire room. 1 hour till curfew. Approximately 1 hour, everyone.
I mean, we have to worry about tonight first. We should probably all sleep in the same room and take watches just to watch our back.
I have a feeling if we were to try to leave this city, I feel like we won't be able to because of the sergeant. She told us not to leave, stay close.
No, we're not being followed, I don't think. I think we might be able to sneak out.
Maybe.
We're pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
Anyone got a disguise kit?
I mean, if we want to wait until tomorrow,
Mustaches for everybody.
I can help us out.
I feel like tonight we should just go back to the Flagon camp
Dragon's
out.
Flagon,
Yeah, Dragon's Flagon camp out in one room and just keep watch. One person at a time, maybe.
I mean, we might be able to use what was she, captain? Colonel? Of the
Colonel.
guard?
No.
The colonel? We might be able What? Sergeant. Oh, the sergeant. We might be able to use her to our advantage to find out more information about whether they've seen any other of those members hanging around.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, she did seem to know
She knew a bit about them.
that they were in town at least.
Yeah.
She knew it was Tacoma before she even.
She knew a lot of everything.
How does she know so much?
How did we get this amulet?
How do you use this amulet?
Was it stuck to your shoe?
Might have been. There was a lot of shit that happened, and yeah, there was discombobulation, big explosion. I just don't know.
You should ask that bartender. Isn't he the one that gave it to you?
Well, he found it on the ground, and again, the shrieks have called his little games she likes to play.
Could have got stuck to Merrick's shield because it's got the.
It does still have that little fish person wooden shield stuck to it. Targe.
It might be sticky under there still. I don't
What do you
know.
want to do?
You guys probably about 45 minutes curfew, give or take. Assuming that the
Head to
bartender's
the-
estimate is accurate.
Flagon?
Talking to that sergeant might be a good idea.
Right now?
I don't
Well,
know.
not now. It's almost
You just want to walk back in and be like, oh, so by the way, we lied to you about everything.
Yeah. We'd have to come up with a way to convince her that we're just helping with the investigation so that we can get more intel.
I mean, that's our job. We help investigate and
We already offered our assistance.
pretty much.
Yeah, but we didn't really
detectives.
push it because we were being defensive about.
It's because they were gonna put us in a prison.
Yeah.
Literally put us in prison
Yeah.
cells. Get defensive at that point.
The doors were open. I don't know.
What do you think, Luke? Talking to the cops? That seems like a bullshit thing to do, though. Snitches and stitches and all.
It'll make us look weak.
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, we'll still look strong when we kill them all.
I like camping out in the same room, keep an eye on each other. If they visit us tonight, then we'll at least all be there. But yeah, we'll have to start figuring out how to track them down tomorrow.
Maybe we can set some traps up. I don't know.
The Dragon's Flagons management's not going to appreciate bear traps.
We can just have it sitting right at the door, just in case the door
As long
opens.
as it's placed nicely.
Maybe we can hide it and make it invisible somehow. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we've got 45 minutes to get indoors. This town kind of sucks.
It does.
Curfews
Yeah.
and busting on
Accusations.
non-guild potion vendors and
Yeah, putting innocent bystanders in prison.
Yeah, right? Just walk by a building and it blows up in my face. And then I gotta go to prison?
Okay, so we should probably head back to the Dragon's Flag and then we'll bunker down for the night and then come up with a plan in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
sure.
That's a plan.
I'm not too keen on this roguish type
Yeah.
hanging around.
Watch our backs. Still really, really on edge right now. Can I look around the room?
Sure.
Everyone keep your eyes open.
7.
7. The crowd is thinning as people start to leave as curfew gets closer and closer. But
Will we make it back to our inn?
yeah, it's only maybe. I mean, the gate is the big thing to get through before curfew. It's 10 minutes to the gate if that.
Alright, let's go. To the inn.
To the flagon.
Take a nap.
Sure.
Yeah.
The streets seem mostly empty, and the sun is going down and is just setting behind one of the city walls. And the guards at the gate seem to be almost in a hurry of, yes, quickly, through. They're not checking anyone. They're just waving people back into the wide. And you seem to be amongst the last group heading through. They wave you through, and as you go through, you can hear the big gate behind you. As this portcullis gate comes down and seals off temples from the wide. And you've been here long enough to know that that's happening all over the city, where almost all the gates are closed for the evening.
Okay, we'll head to the Dragon's Flag Inn.
Sure. Easy enough to do. The wreckage is still smoldering. You can see a little bit of smoke still rising. Most of it has been not cleaned up, but just kind of pushed into a smaller space. But there is a gap in the line of buildings where the Adventurers Guild used to be. You can see a little bit of damage to the buildings on either side.
Pour one out for Derek.
And as you enter the Dragon's Flag, and it seems pretty empty, much sparser crowd than you're used to. And you see the halfling, the lady halfling behind the bar as usual, Landa. You learned her name was. She gives you a little wave, and I don't think you. Do you still have rooms? I don't think so. Right?
No,
I don't think so,
it was just for the one
It's been a
night.
few weeks, I think, since you paid. She looks you up. And, rooms. What you need?
One room.
One
Yeah, we'll
room.
take one.
Room. All right.
Tonight. Biggest one you got?
All the same size. I think it was a silver last time. It's a silver.
I think it was a
One
silver.
silver?
Yeah.
You got that?
I'll pay
Let me
it.
dig up my inn prices.
I think it was a silver.
One silver.
Dragon's Flag.
Thank the god, Rodney.
2 silver. 2 silver. on it.
silver.
Good thing I checked.
I'll give her one whole gold and be like,
Thank you very much.
Can
Takes the
I
coin.
look around this room?
Sure, make a perception check.
3.
There's barely anybody in here, and the few that you see, that old dwarf who's always at the bar is there just drinking away as usual, but nobody catches your eye.
I want to say that I'm very uneasy, but I also don't mean to be scared. I know I'm coming off as scared,
Yeah.
but I'm just
You are.
I'm just very uneasy about this whole thing. Right? Like,
How about you take a nap?
you knocked me out in like one punch last time, and I feel like Tacoma would have put up a real good fight with you.
Do you think
You beat
Do you
him.
think Tacoma went easy on you?
I just think that I thunder waved better than him, and he had the positioning of the fight just was in my favor.
Because you're more skilled.
Yeah,
I think you're selling yourself short here.
thanks, buddy.
So our room, is it on like the main floor, second floor?
They're all upstairs. They're 2
They're all
floors.
upstairs.
All the rooms are upstairs.
I'll keep up first watch.
Sure. The rooms are reasonably small. There's no mattress. The one straw pallet in it. You stayed here before. You keep first watch.
Is there any windows?
There is, yeah.
Put
There's
my
one-
bear trap at the window.
Sure. It's like there's no glass. It's just kind of wooden shutters that open or close and have a little latch on the inside. You set your bear trap up under the window.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sit by the door.
Okay. Sure. The bear trap is like turmeric, like opens the bear trap and very gingerly sets it down under the window. The prime trap is.
And I'm gonna put a sheet. No, I don't have a sheet. It's just gonna be there.
Sure.
It should be dark enough.
I'll do second watch.
Okay.
I can do the last 2.
Sure. Does anybody do anything before bed?
I'm going to turn into a spider
Okay.
and just head up to the roof.
Sure.
For a little while, and just kind of like look around and see if anybody like goes to the rubble of the Adventurers Guild, like anybody who's like waiting until curfew and under cover of night for any reason.
Sure. Make a perception check as a spider.
Cool.
23.
23. As the sun falls and the wide, you watch as the last few people remaining in the wide trickle out. And at first you just see guards patrolling. You can see 2 of them with a torch, 1 torch between them, just very... the patterns almost become predictable after an hour or so. Their patrols, you watch them kind of go around the wide. And then you do see a shape, cloaked and hooded, the hood drawn up, appears to be maybe like adult male, human-sized, adult human-sized, I should say. And they seem to kind of poke around the rubble of the Adventurers Guild a little bit, just with a foot, not digging through or anything. And you lose sight of them as they get a little bit closer to kind of the... You being on the roof, they get closer to the building, and you lose sight as you kind of scuttle closer to see what's happening. You realize this person's climbing the wall right in front of you and must have climbing spikes or anchors or something, and it's just climbing the wall.
Like right up
Yep.
to kind of the same building I'm at.
Yeah, they're gonna like maybe step on you. Like they are climbing right up at you.
About how much time do I have left in my hour of spider form?
Probably say 15 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. It's coming up right to the end of it.
Okay, I'm gonna drop spider form
Sure.
and cast invisibility on myself.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay.
And then like kind of like move off to the side, keeping an eye on this person, but
Make a stealth check with advantage.
staying plenty out of the way. 21.
They seem not to see, as they it almost reminds you very much of Tarum, of this humanoid shape running on all fours, or maybe of Lily's hybrid form. The way this person scrambles up over the ledge, and on all fours they kind of look around. You see this head turn around, and then they stand up, and walking on 2 feet. And they seem to just patrol the roof a little bit. They kind of walk back and forth, listening kind of at the edges. And after a minute, you... what was your perception check, like 23 or something?
Perception 23,
Okay.
stealth 21.
Yeah, you can make out a few words. They seem to be having some muffled conversation. With no one. You don't see anyone, but they are talking either to themselves or you're not sure. But you can hear... you just pick out a few words where you hear the name of the inn. They say, Dragon's Flagon. It very much sounds like one half of a conversation where you hear like, yes, 5. And you can hear they list off the races that you are, human, half-orc, and seem to be either recording or relaying information about the Syndicate.
All right. So invisibility says it ends when I cast a spell or attack.
Mm-hmm.
Can I shape change back into a spider and hitch a ride on this person while being invisible?
Yeah, you can do another stealth check. We can stealth check it if you want.
Okay.
It's pretty fast.
With advantage still? For
No,
invisible?
not for this.
No?
This is a whole crazy thing unto itself.
9.
9. You as you do your shape change, the transition is very quick. From you were visible for maybe a quarter of a second.
But would
them.
I be visible? Because it's not a spell and it's not an attack.
I mean, B-shape is kind of a spell. Can you B-shape and not lose concentration?
Yeah.
But it specifically says when you cast a spell. I'm gonna say you do. I'm gonna say there is a brief window where you become, maybe not visible, but there is the size,
I
size displacement.
I don't succeed, but I don't become visible.
Yes, the size displacement, where just the rush of air of you being halfling size and going down to spider size, where this person immediately stops talking and looks behind them, and seems to be slowly scanning this rooftop in the dark. And you can just see these two glinting pinpricks. Their eyes seem to be reflecting the moonlight back at you. And they kind of look around. And after a minute, heads to the edge of the roof and drops off.
Okay, and I'll go back up to the side and watch for as long as I can.
Sure. They very quickly leave the wide. You're able to track them quite easily as they not even really seem to hide too much. Just run down the street upright, not on all fours like you saw before. Then seems to either knows the patrol route to the guard or just is turning before the guards even turn towards them, where they just always seem to be out of the way of them. And very quickly they disappear off into the alleyways and you lose sight of them in the darkness.
Okay. And then I'll head back inside. I'll stay out for the rest of my spider shape, but then before it runs out, I'll head back.
It's on. Oh, I guess you have another hour.
Yeah.
You don't really see anything else. Guards just continue on their patrols.
Okay.
And your watch is up.
I wasn't actually taking watch.
Oh, who was doing the watch?
Aye.
Turmeric? Roll perception check.
11 plus perception, just 11.
11? That sword you found today looks pretty cool with that like big wicked edge on the top.
Yeah.
Who's up next? Do what? I mean, you come back into the room, Loop.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna head to sleep.
Sure. Next watch.
I will go. So. I have advantage. 19.
19?
Yeah.
You don't detect anyone? Listening and smelling and using all your senses. You see the guards and it to you as well becomes very obvious that these patrols, from a elevated perspective, are quite easy to map out in a way that you almost have it down to like in 5, 4, and they come around the corner almost perfectly in time. But you don't really see anything else.
Cool. Okay.
Next watch.
That's me. 14?
Second watch.
9.
Seems to pass without incident. The sun rises.
Perfect. I'm gonna wake everyone up.
Sure.
I'm gonna be like, yep, you guys, we're still alive. One more day.
It's good.
Let's actually pause for a quick break here as we as you wake up this morning and Bryn goes around and wakes all her companions. Let's take a quick little 5-minute break here in real life and use the washroom, get a drink, whatever we need, and we'll be back here in just a second. I'm gonna mute the mics. I'll leave the music run. And hey, chat, you gotta, if anyone pops by and is like, what's going on? How come these mics? There's no one at this table. Just let them know. We'll be back in 5 minutes. See you in a second. Don't go anywhere. You awaken in your not comfortable but not uncomfortable room in the Dragon's Flagon. Prepare your spells for the day, whoever needs to.
I do, but I'm good.
So as soon as I wake up and everyone else is awake, I'll let them know about our visitor in the evening.
That, my friends, was probably Kelda Filgo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Kill the Filgo.
Yeah, silent. Super silent.
Deadly.
Makes regular tabaxi sound like goddamn traveling troubadours. That's how silent she is.
Is it because of the lack of hair?
Maybe. So yeah, like, what was she doing? Was she...
Just reporting back on our position.
They're on us. They
Not
have...
not sure who she was talking to, but I tried to follow her, but didn't work out. I did see the general direction that she went, but
Lost her.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can try and track her down today, but I don't know how useful that'll be.
I hate to use the wolf analogy, but they've got a scent.
Should we shower? Maybe we should bathe.
Lily, did you smell or see anything?
I didn't see
watch?
anything. No. Didn't smell anything either.
So what do you guys think? Should we go after them or should we wait for them to come to us?
Yeah, we should come up with a plan. I don't know.
You said you knew which direction, the general direction?
Yeah, general direction.
Do you think we could probably scope that area out a bit more?
I like the idea of setting up camp outside. Maybe making it look like we're...
Getting ready to leave town or something?
Yeah, or like even just sleeping, and then maybe we're...
Pretending?
Yeah, on the perimeter. Like, we're not actually in our campsite. We're on the perimeter, maybe.
Just put a whole bunch of rocks and then like a blanket over it. So it looks like we're all sleeping, but ta-da!
Got some extra boots sticking out from the bottom of the blanket.
We could get them that way.
And put my bear trap in the bed.
Yeah.
Go to grab you.
I don't know, what's...
Yeah, I mean, like
we don't want to start any more damage inside the city because we're already being accused of
prison
a lot.
for sure.
if we turn the tables on them, that might be a good plan of action.
You guys hear on the door.
Sorry, it's occupied.
And you hear it again, and you recognize the voice of the innkeeper. He goes, "Oh, sorry to bother you. We're just we're collecting for I don't know if you've heard the Adventurers Guild blew up. We're just asking around anything to give. We of course really appreciate it.
I'll
Understand
give.
if not.
I'll give him a gold.
I'll give 5 gold and be like,
As you plonk the 5 gold coins into her hands, that's a lot of money.
That's our guild. Did Derek have any family? Do you know?
I don't. I wouldn't know that. No, but I gather he didn't survive.
Yeah. I'm gonna find out if he has any family and we're gonna take care of him.
Yeah.
Here's a gold for the.
Oh, thank you very much. Very generous. Very generous.
I'll
Thank
give you a gold.
Thank you.
Gold.
Okay. Thank you. Very, very kind. Very kind. And she collects all the things in a little sack that she has, and then goes back downstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna shut the door.
Yeah.
Okay, friends. So yeah, we're collectively okay with this. Should we inform the sergeant about us just being outside the walls, or we're just gonna sneak out?
She might.
I feel like we should just draw them
We're not
to us.
prisoners.
Be loud and noisy as we can.
She didn't say we couldn't leave town,
No.
did she?
No.
She said she might have more questions, but well, we can try and see what happens.
Well, do we want to stick around until evening and then head out later in the day?
There.
Yeah.
Should we go? Oh, I was
I've got
gonna
an
say,
idea. Why don't we go see the... What is she, a general? Or
Sergeant.
sergeant? And tell her, since the guild's all blown up, we need some work, and they should hire us to help hunt down those wolves.
I like. There's a little nugget of a plan there, but I like it.
It's there.
Like definitely.
I stayed up almost all night coming up with this plan.
Soliciting for work now that our guild is
Gone.
Like we should still keep that on top of our heads, and definitely asking the town guard.
'Cause it seems like they know the most information around here.
Yeah, might be all right.
We could offer our services. I mean, worst comes to worst. They
And it doesn't
say
make
no.
us look guilty. Kind of. I don't know how it works. Just makes us look like people looking for work. Mercenaries looking for work.
But also, if we do succeed, we kind of come out on top, and our name looks good.
Yeah. It's a great plan.
And
Like
you
I
can-
said, there was a
you
little
can
nugget of
thunder
something.
cock some more of those bastards.
I'm gonna keep that one on the down low for a bit.
So what are you doing?
So should we go see the sergeant first then, and offer our services?
Yeah, let's go and
Sure.
chat with her.
Okay.
Sure. Head
See
back
if there's
to the-
any developments overnight.
We'll have Turmeric lead the way.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Come on, you came up with the idea all on your own.
I passed it on.
Good job.
I'm more of the brains and muscle
Brains and muscle.
of this group.
Damn.
We'll leave the talking to the
Captain
thunder
Ted.
cocker.
Seems like that that amulet might be helping you out a little bit. Hey, once we figure out what it does. Did you notice anything last night? Do you feel like more energized this morning, or
I feel energized every time after a nap.
okay?
You did notice that where you like fell asleep against the wall on it, it was like stuck in your back, and where you had to like pull it out of your skin. But
Okay.
All right, what are we doing?
To the sergeant.
Yeah.
Let's stop by the rubble. And are there guards there?
are you leaving the inn?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you do leave the inn, you do see a few guards around the area. Not like keeping watch on it or anything, but guard presence in the wide seems to be much heavier than what it was yesterday. You can see there appear to be people are cleaning rubble. You can see people are bringing boards in. They seem to be already in the process of rebuilding.
So we'll take a leisurely route to the temple area that we were at.
Sure.
And kind of like go to where I saw that figure duck down the side street and see if there's any small chance that we can someone pick up a trail.
You can make this. So that is in the wide. That'll be before you kind of
Yeah.
leave this there.
Yeah.
But you can make an investigation check. Even as you're approaching the scene, there are thousands of sets of footprints. You realize it's gonna be very difficult.
18?
Man, from last night, it even with an 18, it is completely impossible to discern. There are literal tens of thousands of people maybe travel through these streets every single day. You can't really glean anything.
Well, that's a dead end.
What were you looking for?
Just to see if we could figure out where that person from last night disappeared to.
I can't stop thinking about the leather inside the guild. Like, you said that there was the leather things. It's just so weird to me.
Yeah,
And, like, wouldn't
leather
Derek-
doesn't blow up.
But wouldn't Derek, like,
Have
Have
noticed
that?
it?
yeah, he'd be like, why is this in my guild? Or like,
Or
it's just so strange to
like
me.
how does somebody put it up without him noticing?
And how do you not notice?
Well, don't they have? Do they have shifts? Is Derek the only one that works there? I thought there was more.
I think there's
Other
a
ones.
few more.
I mean, there has to be.
Yeah.
I don't think he works.
We should question the other workers.
Even if it was shift work, though, he works there every day. He would have noticed a change, I would think.
It just depends on how
Given a reason why it's
perceptive he was.
put up, or I don't know. I have no
And
idea. It's just shifty.
sometimes we walk in on him. Deep yawns.
What did this leather look like? Was it cut in a certain way? It was just straps.
It
Did
was
it
just
look
straps,
like decoration?
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
it very much reminds you of the leather cord that the Tacoma's amulet is tied to. Just a thin leather strap.
And was it draped everywhere in the guild? Where was it?
You saw
put?
like bands. There seemed to be 3, maybe like an inch between them, just wrapped. And again, you rolled a natural 20 was what you saw, but it's brown leather on brown wood.
Hard to know.
Not impossible to, not easy to see, but not super difficult. But they were, maybe quarter inch thick.
Yeah, if it was brown on brown, it might be hard to see. Probably wouldn't notice.
But you saw it everywhere, right?
yeah.
It's gotta be
Maybe-
hard to get that on everywhere
Oh,
without
no.
being
You
noticed.
think you saw about 9 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? Was the leather in such a way that it looked like it could have actually been tying something to something, or was it just the leather?
It could have been on the other side of the beam, maybe. You're not sure.
You can
And this
see it.
was 2 days before
This
the
was-
incident, right?
This was 2 minutes before it blew up that I noticed them.
Oh, okay.
But they weren't there previous.
Yeah.
Are we checking the rubble?
People are clearing it away. Like some of it is already, it's about half cleaned up. Where workers with shovels are, as you are speaking, moving it out of the way. You see a much bigger shape. You've heard of golems, but I've never seen one. But that's what comes to your mind. This big, almost moving statue appears to be made of some stone or metal. That is just silently, but appears to be very, very strong. He's lifting up these huge timbers that were part of the ceiling and is just moving them, big stomping feet out of the way.
Is there like a foreman? Somebody in charge?
Yeah, you can kind of see people sort of walking over to one.
Is he
Head foreman.
is he just like a worker, or is he like a god?
She seems to be just she's not in guard uniform. Is a dwarf. Has is very obviously a female dwarf, but you can see a very very small braided beard on the front, as some of the lady dwarfs wear. But it's just people come up to her and seem to ask for directions, and she's pointing, and they walk away in that direction. You would assume she is kind of.
Are there any other guild members? How do guilds work? Are they like are there people in charge?
There are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. You're not unless you ask and go up to see their guild certification. You would never know.
Well, I just sort of imagine like their building just got blown up. Wondering if any of them are around, kind of.
You're not sure.
I'm gonna help clean up the building, and I'm gonna spread the word of Rodney as I do so.
Sure. What are you saying? How are you spreading the word?
My great god Rodney teaches me to be kind and helpful to all the needy. It's a good god to follow.
And as you're like, you see these two humans, younger, maybe like in their 20s, like struggling with this massive beam, and as you just walk up and lift it on your shoulder, there's a minute where the foreman, or whoever she is, calls over, says, you can't be, and then sees you lift that up and goes, carry on. Carry on.
I'm just gonna keep cleaning.
Yeah, sure, yeah, you keep moving beams out, and people are like, as they see you approaching, are kind of getting out of the way, out of the, like leaving these massive beams that they're struggling to move, and you're making pretty light work of most of it.
Are there any guards?
There are plenty around the wide.
Are they like conducting an investigation? Or are they just doing guard stuff?
Most of them seem to be patrolling, but you do see. You see guards talking to people. You're not sure what they're. You're not really sure. You don't see people like with magnifying glasses down on their knee or anything.
Can I go up to the lady who's in charge?
Sure.
The dwarf lady, and just ask her, hi, I'm just wondering if you guys found anything in the rubble.
Nothing in particular. Did you lose something in here?
Well, we didn't lose anything, but our friend Derek was always running in. And
yes, as you say it is. Oh yes, he was in the building when it collapsed, and sadly did not make it.
That's really unfortunate. Did he have family?
I'm not sure. I didn't know him really very well personally at all, but
have they found anything else in the rubble that might indicate what happened?
She looks around to the people clearing it up right now, and well, we're searching through it as best we can, but nothing yet.
Okay, just curious. Thank you.
Oh yes, of course.
And then I'll walk over to Holden and be like, I just talked to the dwarf lady, and unfortunately she didn't know Derek, but he was found in the rubble. And they don't know if he has any family.
I'm sure we'll be able to ask some of the other guild members, maybe even some of the guild leaders. Don't know.
Yeah.
Send some charity their way once we find out his family.
So, are we gonna watch?
Do I find anything in this rubble? Like anything?
Make an investigation check. Actually, this will be perception, because you're preoccupied. You're moving beams and things. Unless you want to actually if you want to search through, you can, and you'll be a little more thorough. But
it's just a 2, anyways.
Okay. You just a cursory glance is what you want.
Yeah.
You can kneel down and start digging through it if you want.
Sure. Can I dig down and kneel?
Sure.
Or
people are going to see you
down
do
and
it.
dig through
People
it?
are going to totally see you do this, but yeah, you can.
Watch me do this, people. 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
As
You're like cleaning up the rubble here.
Yeah, and everyone, you have moved so many of the big pieces that everyone, as you say that, people look over and they're avidly thanking you, and you can hear them you're really strong.
Thank Rodney.
And yeah, you can hear a couple of words. Is it God Rodney? I don't know. You can hear the murmurs with the word Rodney thrown in. You find one of these leather cords. It appears to be wholly intact. It's not burnt. It is just a tied leather loop with a little knot on one side.
Do I see anything inscribed on it or?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna walk up to Holden and be or Loop, because Loop's the one that's seen it. Are these the straps that you've seen? I'm kind of toss it to him.
I struggled to catch it. And I look at it, and it looks to be
Still intact.
the same. Yeah.
Is it magical? Is it?
Well, I pocket it.
Sure.
Let's maybe check it out a little further away from here.
I guess so. You're right. What next?
Like you mentioned before that it was the same leather as what was on the amulet?
It
Appears to
appears
be?
like all leather cords
Okay.
look similar, and they could be.
Okay.
Could be.
I'm wondering if there's any relation.
Anybody interested in this golem?
No.
Looks tough, but I could probably
It
take
is stomping around, picking up beams the size that two workers would have got one in each hand, and like putting them on his shoulders and picking up two more, and then stomping off.
I'm just gonna blow air out of my nose at it.
Doesn't seem to respond.
Is it an actual golem?
Have you ever seen a golem?
No.
You don't know. You've heard rumors and read about golems. It's a big metal or stone thing. You would assume that might be what it is.
What is it? Like it's a...
Looks like a big golem.
Appears to be like just a moving statue. It vaguely resembles a human, but much bulkier. Kind of a rounded, it's like a human with no neck almost, like a rounded shoulders and head, kind of all at the same level, and big burly arms.
What do the
massive
feet
legs.
look like?
They look like oversized
Just
boots, kind of. They are vaguely in the shape of human feet, but don't have toes or
As he walks away, what do the prints look like?
big boot prints.
Okay. Checking for those cones.
Let's head over to that guard station.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say guard in that fucking accent.
Hmm.
Gad.
Gorp.
Yeah.
I can just launch into it.
Let's
Evening.
Let's
Gad.
let's head over to that Gad station.
I don't know.
Gad station.
We'll work on it.
Oh, good.
God.
You gotta get it. Yeah, it's not be like
Gad.
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 That's a tough one.
This is my good Redney.
Yeah.
And this is the good that goods it.
You guys are making your way back to temple.
Yeah.
Sure. As you go through the gate this time, the guards again waving people through. And as you approach, there's a minute where the guard stops you. Just a minute. And these two guards have kind of a conversation.
Well, that's how I'm gonna make a check for anybody following us.
Sure.
2.
Piers not.
Okay. Because I'm like holding dice.
Yes, there's a minute where the guards have this conversation between themselves, and you can see there's one of them who under his breath kind of just seems to count you off. And yes, move along, as you were. Next, call the next person up, and you pass through the gate.
We're not doing anything wrong.
You make your way back to the guild hall. You can see the two guards flanking the door, or not the guild hall. Pardon me, the watch house here in Temples.
Watch house. Watch is a better
Watch.
word. Easier word.
For the watch. You can see these two watchmen on either side of the door.
What was her name?
Aaron?
Sarge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sergeant Aaron.
We've come to see the sergeant.
Is she expecting you?
She'd probably be interested in what we have to say.
All right. Who should I say is calling?
Holden Taft. Sorry, Captain Taft.
Captain Taft.
Yeah.
All right. A moment. He goes inside and closes the door behind him. And quite a few minutes pass. And it's 5 minutes pass, and you're kind of wondering what's going on. And, the other guard on the door kind of sticks his head in after a minute, and to all of you, there'll just be another minute in there. Another 5 minutes pass. Nothing.
Should have used our party name.
Another 5 minutes pass, and finally, after 15, maybe 20 minutes, this guard comes out. Looks at you. I apologize for the wait. She's ready to see you.
What took so long?
She's very busy. But you are able to go and speak with her now if you wish.
You told her Captain Taft
Yes.
was waiting.
Yes, of course.
What's your badge number?
You-
I'm just gonna walk in.
You can hear him talking about it. He's like, did you get a badge number? Why not? And you can see her sitting at her desk. The cells around her, the U-shape of cells, all still empty. And she looks at Jordan. Oh, sorry for the wait. I was just with someone else. What brings you back?
We didn't see anybody walk out.
You're so sharp, you might just cut yourself.
Listen, you were questioning us about Nola and the wolves yesterday.
I remember, yes.
What do you know about things?
About things in general, or...
Things in particular to Nola and her wolves.
Well, I might know quite a bit. I might know nothing. Forgive me if this seems rude, but don't see why I would share that with you.
We, since...
She's looking around. Well, that's amulet. That was at the crime scene yesterday.
No, it wasn't.
Interesting. She makes a couple notes. Raises an eyebrow at you.
I raise my eyebrow back. I don't flinch.
She drops it after a while.
Bead of sweat comes down my head.
We have reason to believe that the wolves are in Baldur's Gate right now.
I would say that's a given.
And
one of them, anyways.
I don't think it's safe for anybody to be around those wolves.
Well, on that at least, I think we agree.
And as Baldur's Gates Adventurers Guild's top team,
That's a mouthful.
yep. I feel like we can use, or you guys can use our help.
I see. So the prime suspects in our investigation for destroying a guild office are
So we are suspects.
very astute. I thought he was the clever one, but my goodness.
This is why we're Baldur's Gates Adventurers Guild's top team.
So what exactly did you have in mind?
I knew Nola personally.
She seems genuinely surprised by this.
And forgive me for not being a little more forthcoming last night, but I knew her personally, and I just have a greater insight into these people than most would. Definitely more than your watchmen.
Oh, the guards, yes. Together with the watch, but watchman is so gender specific. We say guards. It's very PC of us. What? I still didn't answer my question. What did you thought I would pay you to remove the problem that you may or may not have brought to this city?
I mean, we could just leave it. And then yes, you and your watch
Came all
people
the way here to tell me you could just leave it.
Watch people could handle it yourselves, and we could just be on our merry way.
You came all the way here just to tell me that you have nothing to tell me.
Oh, I have lots to tell you.
Well, I assume you have some sort of a plan, or
We do indeed.
would you like to share this plan?
Only if it benefits us lucratively.
Well, I don't know about lucratively, but let's put it like this. If you can bring me the people responsible, well, that clears your name. Otherwise, we will continue to watch you and keep tabs on where you stay, and, otherwise track your movements until we feel satisfied that you are not a threat to the city or any of its inhabitants.
So were you guys watching us last night?
She just looks at you.
Thought I kept a good watch out there.
Well, I mean, we didn't get attacked. I assumed you put in a good watch too. We put each other's lives in our hands when we do these watches. I hope you guys take this seriously.
Yeah, I wasn't watching my sword at all.
Have a team meeting about watches.
Yeah.
This is
Listen, it doesn't seem like they need our help.
yeah. If it is the wolves that are here, blowing all these places up, you'd probably want help to deal with them.
Well, if it really is the wolves blowing these places up for whatever reason they might have, and not the 5 people who were found immediately outside with a corpse beside them, I might think it in their best interest to perhaps prove it wasn't them, but as I say, we'll be...
Luke, give me that leather strap, please.
Thank
you.
hands it over.
Put it on the desk.
That's very nice. Is that for me, or...?
That is a sort of a signature
she picks it up and it's like loose. She's kind of flipping it around.
Signature of the half-orc Dask. One of Nola's lieutenants.
He leaves leather bands it?
Explosive leather bands.
And as you say that, she kind of a little more gingerly puts it back on the desk.
I'm gonna slowly take that necklace off.
Like I said, I have a little bit more insight on these people than most, and so I feel like you could definitely benefit by it with our help.
Make a persuasion check.
No, that's a 1.
I'll say you can have advantage because you did bring her the implement of this building's destruction.
What you said, persuasion?
Yes.
Yeah, fucking right.
Leather bag.
18. Thank you.
Would you roll?
18.
18. You can see her kind of taking the measure of you, it seems. Alright, well, I tell you what. If you are able to bring us these wolves, the however many there are remaining, we could perhaps work out some sort of a contract to be paid, of course, after delivery. If that would be agreeable.
What's that amount?
Kind of seems to take the measure, you guys. And well, I don't really know what I'm getting myself into, I feel, or possibly you into.
They are one of the most well-known
and you
dangerous.
Are right now wanted for arson and destruction of guild property.
Why are we wanted?
Well, they pin it on somebody.
And once we prove you wrong, you gotta pay us for our mental state of
750 gold pieces. I could probably.
That's per wolf, right?
Well, I was thinking more for all 4 or 5, 6, however many there are. But
Dead. How about dead or alive?
well, again, we will need to verify that these aren't just people off the streets.
Okay.
That you're claiming are wolves. A body looks like a body to me.
but it seems like you already know who all the wolves are. You knew who this dead one was.
Tacoma.
See, I don't even know his name.
As I say, 750 gold pieces for all of them, and we will, of course, clear any misgivings for any of you.
Would you be able to supply us with any intel thus far in your investigation so that we might know more information about the whereabouts of them?
A little bit of professional courtesy.
You can make a persuasion check. You get the sense she was about to shut you down as Holden interjected.
Advantage on that, yeah?
Not this one.
Okay.
No, 8.
8. Well, contractors are expected to conduct their own investigation. Of course, we'll share what we've gleaned from the rubble, but I confess it's not much.
Well, we shared that leather strap with you.
And that's a very good start to you earning your 750 gold pieces.
Well,
What color is my snake?
This kind of this it's orange, but it's like orange bordering on pink almost, like I just threw up after a night of drinking pink. Yeah, it's this kind of turgid orange.
I'm gonna make a. I don't know if I have a. I'd like to say I have a notebook.
Sure.
I'm gonna write down. Fucking pissed, and then
What color the snake is?
pink puke.
That body of the tiefling, where is it right now?
Yeah, can we investigate the body now that we're bona fide investigators?
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but yes, we can bring you in to examine it, of course.
Official Baldur's Gate investigation team.
ooh, that's a good team.
The official
I wouldn't
Raven's
go quite that far,
claw.
but perhaps
Genuine official Baldur's Gate investigation
ground.
team.
The Vanquishers investigation.
Anyways,
team.
we can get you over to the morgue, and that's really more of just the. It's not a morgue at all. I don't even know why I said that, but it's just a building. But regardless, well, follow me. And she stands up from her desk, pushes herself back, and you kind of realize how short she is, where she gets out of her chair and, as a dwarf, loses height. And starts walking to the door, and as she does to the two guards outside, I'll be 10, 20 minutes, and just keep an eye on things. And they both give her a nod, and she starts walking out into temples. You follow?
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I look around again?
Make a perception check. 8?
Yeah.
Can I look around too? Since I keep seeing Holden look around.
Sure.
13.
You don't notice anyone in the throngs. It's there are people in the streets, and you are passing through, small groups of people who are talking and things.
What's
but
her name? It's so Saj. I'll catch up to her and lead. Listen, with
she's
all
keeping you guys are almost having to run to keep up. She's this brisk pace where she is just on a mission.
all foolishness aside, this is a very serious matter, and
Of course, a man's dead.
yes, the man is dead. What do you know? What can you share with us?
What do I know, and what can I share are two very
About-
different questions.
What can you share with us?
We'll talk once we're examining the body.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything to do as you're walking through? It's about 5 minutes. You walk through the crowds and things, and she leads you to just this very unassuming wooden building. You would think it maybe is storage for one of the other shops or something, but just this very unassuming wooden building with a wooden door, no guards or anything on the front door. But as she opens the door, you can see there are two guards flanking the inside of the store. Oops. And they kind of make to step in front of the door as it opens and see who opens it, and both go back to their respective sides. And she leads you into this very, very small wooden room with a staircase that leads down. And as you go down it, you are going underground. It becomes cooler. Basically, you're in a cellar. And she leads you through these... You're not really sure. It very much seems to be a cellar. There are boxes of goods or whatever. You see casks, presumably containing wine or mead or something. But as she leads you through, you see that there's a stone slab in the center of one of these rooms, and there is the body, still in its armor, of Tacoma laid out on.
Do we see Derek's body there as well?
And then the sergeant to you as well. All right, help yourselves. Don't do anything invasive.
Everything the body came in with is still on it, or did you search the pockets and put things?
We searched them. I didn't have anything except for his armor, the sword. Well, that turned up. She nods at Turmeric, who has the giant two-handed greatsword. But other than that, it wasn't carrying anything.
You had mentioned that amulet.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
How did you know that amulet was at the crime scene?
Well, whoever sent in the initial report reported an amulet around the victim's neck.
Who sent in the report?
Did they?
She's looking at her things. A guardsman by the name of... Corporal Nobbs. I think you had the pleasure of meeting him yesterday.
Nice young kid.
A little shame about the scarring, but nice enough.
Is Corporal Nobbs hanging around the town somewhere that we could talk to him if we need to?
In the town, certainly. I could perhaps arrange a meeting if it works out.
Yeah, that would be great if you could.
No, let's see what I can do.
What is your guys' process here? Body comes in. I'm asking if there's like a forensics.
Well, clerics and we have guild magic users who take a look and do their hocus pocus, and physicers maybe cut it open. I don't really know, to confess.
Did they find any magic on him?
Looks out. Well, not yet.
Do you mind if I prepare a spell of my own?
Oh, by all means, by all means.
I'll
Just as I say, nothing scarring or damaging.
I'll just ritually cast Detect Magic.
Sure. That'll take 10 minutes. Is anyone else doing anything else in 10 minutes?
Has anyone come to see the body? Or pick up the body?
You're asking her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's... see it, I not without my express permission, no, and obviously pick it up. Well, it's right there.
Is this building guarded?
You saw the... Did you come in the same door as us? You saw the guards upstairs?
Oh, yeah. That's right. I can't think of any more questions.
Can I overlook the body?
Sure, what are you looking for?
Let's see if he's got any, like, more leather straps on him.
Roll a investigation check.
Scar marks. 7.
7? You find lots of scars from various years of battle, but no more leather straps. Just his armor and whatever underclothes he has on underneath it.
That's what it looks like, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's sexy.
Show the camera. Yeah, there's picture Tacoma. He's got all 20 levels of his. Shame he didn't make it up to 20, huh? Oh yeah, that looks good on the camera. So, any other? Well, you do finish casting your detect magic. You just pick up the glows that you expect. The amulet around Loop's neck, Lily Snake, holding shield, but nothing on the body.
Okay. Anything else from the room?
No.
Do you have like any forms of communication?
What's the range on detect magic?
30 feet.
No.
Must be a big
Can't see
room.
through the roof, eh?
The big bastard.
Yeah.
Think you could
How does his
taken him?
horns look?
One of them is broken from where he was like blown over by the explosion, and it seemed to shatter on the ground. The other one is, as it appears in the mini,
Anything in his ears?
wax.
Think you could have taken him?
Probably. I don't know. He's a big guy. He can barely carry a sword around.
He's wearing his boots, right? He's wearing boots. I'm gonna check his boots out specifically, like take him off, like look inside him, looking specifically for like rocks or sticks or something that might have got lodged in the boot that doesn't look like it is native to the city.
Roll a.
That's the type of thinking.
Roll a nature check.
Can I? It's okay. Go ahead.
Why can't I find nature on this list?
It's alphabetical.
You're right, it is.
Not that one.
10.
10, rocks, sticks, and leaves. You're not sure.
Okay.
Can I smell anything? Can I like?
Make
This
it-
is weird.
what do you- what do you-
I don't know.
What are you trying, what are you trying to
legit.
smell?
Like you're
Yeah, like
I'm gonna
catching sense off of
smell
him.
around. Yeah, off of him.
Sure. Make a
might-
perception check.
indicate
With
where he's
advantage.
been. That's the type of
Yeah.
blood.
I'm
hunter
calling
stuff.
investigation next. This would be much more active searching than
Okay.
perceptive.
Sniff them like a ray.
Did I get advantage?
Yep. Yeah. Anything smell based or hearing based.
Da-da-da. What is it? Ooh. What was it? Sorry.
Get some water.
Hopefully Rodney
Investigation?
the Gaudi can cure that tuberculosis or something. Damn, dude.
19.
19?
Yes.
19.
19.
You are. You pick up a strange. I mean, you can smell obviously your companions and the warden and Tacoma himself. But you can smell a scent that you are unfamiliar with. A person or thing was here that you're unfamiliar with. It seems to be a creature of some sort, a living thing, presumably left the scent trail. But you've maybe never smelled anything quite like it.
And I know that it was here in this room.
Yeah, you can tell with a 19. You can tell it's been a good amount of time down here. Just the how odorous it is, and you're able to tell it came down the same stairs that you did.
Okay. I'm just.
And there's a moment where you are like having to like sniff all up along this corpse, and it does take a few minutes. And the warden, I'm sorry, the sergeant to whoever's nearest is like, "Is that not? She usually smell the."
That's sort of a thing.
Oh, right.
She's got a nose for it.
You hired
Very droll.
you hired the right people. I'm telling you.
She just watches things receipt, but that is what you're able to glean.
What do you make of it, Lily?
Someone was definitely down here visiting.
Do you think you can follow that smell?
I
See where it leads?
don't know. I mean, I could try.
You said it's like a really unusual smell?
Unusual in the sense that you don't know what it is. You're unfamiliar. You know what humans smell like. You know
Yeah.
dwarves and half-orcs and tieflings and gnomes and halflings. And every creature has its own kind of distinct scent pattern it leaves. But this one, you're not wholly on it. It's not super alien, but you can't place it.
But it would stick out amongst like other scents. So would you be able to use your
Sniff
tracking?
around?
Yeah, like
Ooh.
maybe you can sniff them out.
Bloodhound.
Can I try?
You can try, totally.
Can I? Okay. Is there a certain part of Tacoma that has this scent? Like, or is it just in the air?
It's just kind of in the air.
Okay.
You get the sense that this person maybe examined the body themselves or walked around it anyways.
Can you tell? Can she tell if it's like more recently or like been there for a
You're
while?
not.
How many? Can I ask the sergeant or whatever? What's her name?
Sarge.
Sarge?
Sergeant Aaron.
Like, hey, Sarge, how many people have come and investigated this body so far?
A few, I would assume. Myself, possibly other guild members. I'm not here at all times, you understand? Maybe some of the physicers I mentioned earlier.
Are you able to get a list of these people?
Oh, certainly, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to
Track that smell.
track it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to track it.
Sure. I mean, you know it goes up the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. I will do that.
Roll an investigation check.
Do we have any other
I mean, if they already searched the
things to
body.
do in here?
Yeah, I think just follow Lily and her nose.
Yeah.
21.
21.
21.
Yeah, that's a good lead.
As soon as you open the door to temples, you realize how difficult this is going to be, where there are 1,000 conflicting scents. You can smell the meats cooking in the wide, like a mile away. But you are able to follow this scent. It appears to go out from the door that you entered. But instead of going into the street, it appears to go up. It appears to go up the side of the building.
Ooh.
Whether this being flew up or whatever, it appears to go vertically straight above the door.
And can I look for any marks, unnatural marks on this building?
You can roll an investigation. It's a wooden building
Yeah.
covered in knots and
Okay.
and wood grain, but you can roll investigation if you want.
I will remind everyone of the way that the person from last night climbed up the side of the building
Yeah.
that we were staying at.
Yeah.
Should we go up? Climb up? See if you can get a better smell of that?
I look at
Up
the
there?
building and look at the roof, and
It's only about 20 feet high.
I'm gonna try.
Just climbing on the side of it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just stand back and watch.
Sure, you're just trying to scramble up a smooth wooden wall.
Yeah.
Roll an athletics check, I guess.
Ugh. 15.
15. You just can't get purchased. You jump and it's like poof, slapping your hands into the wall, and then you slide down, and then you jump and you poof, slap your hands into the wall, and you slide down. And after like 4 or 5 tries, you kind of get the sense this might not work.
Loop, this might be the perfect opportunity to see if my bird can carry you.
Oh God!
Oh shoot, I didn't prepare the spell, but I could have prepared my floating disc to catch you if you fell. But I didn't prepare it.
Floating
Damn
disc.
it, floating disc. I don't know. Might get you.
Let's walk around the side of the building and around the building and see if there's like a ladder or an easier way up.
Good
We also have like 300 feet of rope.
Yeah.
That is true, but
I might be able to get my bird to carry the rope up. Oh, I don't know how I would attach
Just
it. Though.
do it. Get your bird to fly up there with the rope.
And then
I don't know what this bird does.
It's just sitting on your shoulder with a little hood on it, a little like falconer's hood.
that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if I could attach something to the end of the rope to like hook on.
okay. Well, I'm gonna just y'all wait here 1 second. I'm just gonna do a quick loop around the building
Cool.
and see if there's like another an easier way up.
There's no ladder or anything, but there are some kind of boxes in an alley that you could maybe pile on top of each other. You don't find any obvious way, but there are. You could improvise.
While this is all happening, I just want to strike up that conversation with the Saj.
Sure.
Like,
So
so
passively watching this all happen with
Yeah.
a bemused smile on her face.
yeah.
Just teamwork on the wall.
What? So tell me what you know about. Tell me what you can share with outside contractors.
She kind of thinks for a minute. Well, we know of the wolves. We knew they were in the city, obviously. Why they're targeting you, I'm not quite sure, but she kind of looks around. You guys are outside in Temple, and she kind of does a little once over and looks at the rooftops, and you seem to be directly involved somehow, despite what you want to tell us. And, well, to be honest, I'm not sure how much I can trust any of you.
That's fair. It's completely fair. But I will maintain that we are here to help. And I will maintain that we are your best chance of catching these wolves.
She's gonna insight check you. She's gonna. Well, I don't think we know anything, honestly, that you don't already. There are presumably at least 3 more of them that we know of, but our reports are outdated by decades, some of them. There could be 100 wolves now, for all we know. Why they're in the city, I don't know. Why they're after you, if they are, I don't know. But there's clearly a little more going on here than I think you're letting on.
Well, they are somewhat of a special ops unit, and who knows what sort of mission they're on. But yeah, having them inside the city is very much so dangerous for everybody.
Well, on that we agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. The Vanquishers investigators are now on
There's
the job.
Tumor trying to climb the wall yet again.
Yeah.
Not worried at all.
I'm gonna follow Loop around the back
Sure.
side.
Kind of smells like pee as you get back into this alley. You in particular notice that there's ammonia back
Thank
here.
you.
And as she turns around the corner, I like quickly
Zip back up. Just frantic, like buttoning of trousers.
Well, sorry. Sorry.
No, nothing. I was just checking out the side of the building.
Yep. Is there any... What's in this back alley? Is there like a fence on the back side? Like, what's...
There
how
are
do you describe
some these crates, I suppose, these wooden boxes that appear to be most of them broken in, but there are a few kind of semi-intact. There are no fences or anything. This alley appears to just run just back and behind the building.
it? So there could
and
be like
continue
people walking past.
Yeah, totally. There are people walking past the streets, and
Okay.
occasionally you do see someone even like cutting through an alley. It's not a hidden away like super dark alley or anything. It is more just a path between buildings.
Okay.
It's not super secluded, and there's really, apart from a few broken crates, not much back here. Fresh
Okay.
pea.
Can I try climbing up on this side now
Sure.
with the crates?
Okay, well, yeah, with the crates, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll try and stack some crates up and make a little athletics check here.
23.
23.
22.
22? It's easy enough. You stack. It's only like 2 or 3 crates you have to put on top, and you're tall enough to at least get your fingers over the edge, and you can kind of pull yourself up onto the flat roof of this, this morgue.
I'm up.
Yeah. It's a roof.
I'm gonna drop my rope down.
Sure.
Come on up, guys.
As
Made it. Thank
you,
Rodney.
Are you holding the other side of the rope? You just threw your rope off the edge. Your coiled rope just
Yeah. Is there anywhere to tie the other end? Up there?
it doesn't. There's no chimney or anything. It doesn't appear to be up here. It's a flat wooden roof, and you can hear it. It is like groaning under your weight in a sort of unsettling way.
Someone coming up?
Just, are you holding the other side?
I gotta hold
come
the
up.
other side.
Maybe tie it around you.
Tough. I'll tie it around me
Sure.
and hold it.
Maybe take Lily.
I'll hold on to the rope, but I'm gonna try to climb the boxes.
Sure. Roll an athletics check with advantage because the rope does make it a little bit easier.
Okay. With advantage, right?
There you go.
Athletics.
Mhm.
Athletics. 18.
18 is easy enough with the rope and the boxes. You're able to climb. It's only a few feet that you have to kind of use the rope to get up. It's easy enough to do.
Okay. Do I smell anything up here?
Roll an investigation check. You notice immediately it's much windier up here, breezier without the buildings to break the cover.
Natural 20.
You can smell that unusual scent up here. You're able to follow it up from where it climbed up above the door, and it appears to drop down basically where you guys climbed up, back into the alley. And with that natural 20, you're actually able to tell that whoever this was jumping rooftop to rooftop, clearing these almost 8-10 feet wide alleys, where initially you're following this and you think it you assume common sense that it goes back down the other side, but with your natural 20, as you dig in deeper, you're able to tell that whatever this was able to like clear these huge gaps rooftop to rooftop.
Okay. I'm gonna go back down.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to Holden. Have you ever seen Calda?
I have not. Just I've heard descriptions. Tabaxi.
Just
Weird.
hairless tabaxi,
Feline
right?
creatures. And this one's weirder than most because of the hairless characteristic.
Mhm.
Would I know anything about tabaxis? Read anything on it?
Make a history check, I'll say. You might know a little bit.
10.
10, you know that they are from somewhere called Maztica. You've been into the Maztican draft and have made that connection. But other than that, you know, they're kind of a jungle-faring species for the most part.
Would I know that they could maybe jump that far?
You're not sure.
Okay.
You don't know.
How far is the gap?
Just eyeballing it, we'll say about 10 feet.
10 feet.
That's pretty far.
Sarge, what do you know about Caldafil?
Well, as you said, we know she's a very rare hairless tabaxi. Prefers poisons and subtlety, I gather. Shadowcraft, but other than that, not much. She's the one we know least about, I'd say.
Did you give your men descriptions and kind of like give them all the heads up about these guys?
Some of the more trustworthy ones do know to look out for what we assume are still the wolves.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about changing up the nightly routine check walks with the guards?
I'm not sure what you mean. I can't say the thought has crossed my mind.
Which I think what she means is like it's very
Predictable.
The routes and what are they called?
Scout?
No.
What are you trying to say?
Route? Not route.
Patrols?
Patrols. Yeah, the patrol routes. Very predictable.
Oh, is that right? I will look into that. Thank you. I wouldn't have. How did you figure this out? It'd be one person at each guard patrol.
We just looked outside and then it was
Just
apparent
watching.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That they would be so readily and easily predictable.
to the right people. Yeah,
I'll look into that. Thank you.
you should.
What have the guards been instructed to let? Like, what people have they been instructed to let in? Because you mentioned, like, some of the Adventurers Guild people have come in to see.
Well, honestly, pretty much anyone with a guild seal could probably talk their way in.
Okay.
And the walls surrounding the city, they're walls, correct?
Oh yeah, they are
And how
very tall.
Very
30,
tall.
30 feet maybe you would guess, 40 feet. Very, very tall and very, very thick.
Lily, what were your findings up? What were your findings on the roof?
well, that this
Thunderwave.
thing, that this thing is, it looks like is jumping rooftop to rooftop.
And you suspect it's probably that tabaxi?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
so. I don't think I've ever come across a hairless tabaxi before.
Weren't sure.
Maybe that's why the
You
scent's
would-
so strange.
You would probably remember.
So, Sergeant, it looks like someone has entered to see the body. Possibly one of the wolves has gotten in, and it looks like they got right in through the front door. So if you have two guards watching the front door, I assume it would probably be at night.
The
They
door
haven't
is
reported?
watched 24/7.
And they haven't reported anything.
No,
Suspicious?
We could ask them right now if you want, but no, nothing reported. Nobody, of course not. That would be my first spot to investigate.
Well, it seems like you might have an issue there if they were able to get in without your knowledge.
And very, as you say, predictable patrols. It does seem that
But they're stationed out there.
The watch here in Baldur's Gate is, well, somewhat compromised, I gather.
Yeah. But they're stationed there. Like they're to stand out there. Like they're not patrolling on a route.
She points at the door where there are no guards outside. They're inside. They stand in there. The two that you passed on your way in.
And they're there all throughout the day? And through
What
the
she
night?
said, 24 hours. So they must have seen something.
Nods along. That would make sense.
Unless she came in during the day, but why would she take the roof then?
Well, I would think that someone climbing the front of the building would be fairly obvious in the day,
Yeah.
or even in the night as well. But as you say, our patrols are apparently quite predictable.
How high is the ceilings in those hallways?
In the morgue building that you were just in, 15, somewhere between 15 and 20 feet. Like the roof that you climbed up to is about 20 feet. So
Okay. How big are the doors?
human size, regular doors. What's the door? 10 feet or 8 feet?
And the guards are like right by the doors, or
Yeah, they are like here's the door in the center, and they are boom, one to the left, one to the right, inside. And then the second anybody walks in, they are guards on either side of them.
Who is Sergeant
Except for the one that gets hit by the
Aaron?
door, I guess.
Who's Sergeant Aaron talking to? Bryn right now?
Bryn, or whoever is.
I'm gonna pull Holden aside. Do you think and I'm gonna whisper this. Do you think the wolves might have other amulets? Shape shifting amulets? Maybe that.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past them, right? They're very resourceful, and their specialty is special operations. So, yeah, like having that type of stuff at their disposal is actually not a terrible stretch. Like the straps that they use to blow up the place, this shape-shifting amulet, right? And even as good as she might be, Calda, I mean, would be hard pressed to get through a single door and two guards without being
Someone they trust?
without being really noticed. So yeah, that's actually that might be how she got in.
I kind of see you guys talking, and I walk over, and I'm like, do you think she came back to get the amulet to leave it for us? Maybe it's like a tracking device, or like, I don't know.
That's actually what I've been sort of thinking.
Yeah.
That totally happened again, where two are like, as this big, like sits up and has this big inhale and like looks you all in the eyes, always about to talk, and then just sits back down.
Yeah, so it could easily be like a trekking, have like a trekking spell or whatever on it.
Or she could have been trying to pin this whole
I guess
disaster on
this is
us.
still this whispered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say that again?
Or she was trying to pin the explosion on us by planting evidence.
we should go. Are you guys whispering?
Yeah, we're whispering.
And as you're like, we should go. Well, they are whispering over there, aren't they? That's highly suspicious.
Oh, we should go see what this amulet does actually at a magic shop.
It's a good lead.
Yeah, get it identified.
Maybe we start there. Also, we need to start keeping our eyes out on the rooftops.
I'm gonna look around.
Perception check.
13.
Doesn't appear to be anybody watching. Is you heading for a magic shop?
Can I? Can I? Is there a way for me to train my bird to?
I could talk to your bird for you.
Hey, there we go. Maybe you can talk to my bird, and so I can train it to look, like scout out, and somehow give us like a signal if they see anyone on the rooftop.
Okay.
Can you like talk to it? And I don't know, maybe the signal would be like a peck on my left shoulder or something.
I thought it's flying up.
Well, it will, but when it comes down, it would peck me if it sees anyone on the roof.
Okay.
Sarge, we're gonna move on with our investigation. We've sort of
Do it
got a
ritually,
lead.
though.
Oh, well, maybe we can do it
We'll
tonight.
keep you in the loop.
You know where to find me?
Can't you talk to animals?
Um,
Or like, I don't know.
not today.
How long does it take to cast that ritual?
10 minutes.
Well, you do it before bed, and then it'll re-up.
Okay.
You can re-up later.
Well, it's ritual, so I can do it.
Or anytime,
Anytime.
right? It doesn't take a slot?
No, I don't have slots.
Oh, okay.
No magic slots.
Well, then we can do it later, but yeah. It might be a good way to see if anyone's coming.
Okay.
Just have the bird fly around.
How about
Keep
I
an
do
eye
that
out. Then
when we get to
Holden's
the
not
magic
like
shop?
this all day. Staring at the rooftop.
Just looking around. I'm taking care.
Yeah.
To look
Just
around.
helping you out.
Not very good care, but I'm looking around. So yeah, magic shop.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, the wand and cane is right around here.
Okay.
Wandering cane?
One in cane.
Wand and cane.
I can't remember which one I went to.
You went to Gears Sorcerer's Emporium,
Right.
and I definitely remember who the shopkeeper at the Wand and cane was.
Leo.
Leo, yeah.
And I definitely remember what he sounded like.
He's from Temple, if that helps. He's got that Temple accent.
The problem with having 1,700 prepared shops is, I think he was an old human. Was he an elf? What was he?
I want to say he was an elf.
Okay, well, yeah, you find an elf in there today.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
it's
I need a
elf.
very finely manicured. It's all coming back. A very finely manicured mustache. Yes, I do remember. And kind of the slicked over black hair. And just between you and me, audience, I don't remember what he sounded like. So,
Ruining the immersion.
now he sounds
that's
like
just
this, I
Part of
suppose.
his magic.
Yes, I think
He has a
was
cold today.
Something. Yes, that's. Yes, he does. You make your way in. Not contagious. No, you make your way in, and you do see Leo. And he's, welcome back. What?
Leo, how's business?
Some days busy, some days slow. Not a lot of people in the market for magical items. But
Yeah, well,
except for possibly yourself today.
not so much a magical item, more as maybe a magical service that you could perhaps provide.
Oh, of course. You name it, and I can probably do it.
We've got this amulet.
Oh, yes, very impressive.
It's a special one. You have to wear it on your back, not your front.
Oh, so sort of a curse, possibly.
Oh, well, that's what we're here to find out.
Oh, I see. You want identification?
Yes.
All right. Fair warning. Speaking specifically of cursed items, it's not always completely accurate. Things can, malevolent things can hide from certain types of magic. Not to scare you or anything, but seeing as we were literally just speaking about it, it seemed relevant. Here's 10 gold for an identification, and it'll just take me a moment.
Okay, and I'll pay the 10 gold.
Sure. And he casts a spell. He uses the real deal spell, not even a ritual. He goes, this is very interesting. This amulet, once per day can change the way you look within limits. There you are. And he hands it back to whoever.
Yeah.
Can I sell him this pole and chain?
I confess I don't know what that is, but
It's a magical pole and chain.
not
You can
in the market. What sort of
tie
is it?
people up. It
I could do
creates
that with a
electricity.
non-magical. Oh, creates electricity.
I'm just gonna leave it here. It's getting pretty heavy.
Please don't. Out in the streets, I suppose I wouldn't say anything, but not in here, maybe.
But it's magical.
Allegedly magical. Is there anything else, or? To be honest, the five of you are making me uncomfortable. Silently staring.
I'm at the window, sort of looking through the slats or whatever, the window covering. Yeah,
Roll
just keep an eye.
Oh, goodness.
10. Fucking worst at this.
Trade, yeah.
Taft, you really want to find something out there, don't you?
I don't want to find some. Well, yeah, but I just feel like.
We must not be being followed.
So I can
start.
use this amulet now?
Well,
Now that I know how.
yes, unless there is some strange allergy to magic or something, I would assume.
Slot neck. I'm gonna try to look like Holden.
Sure. Do you put the amulet on?
Yeah.
Sure. And as you focus on Holden's shape in your mind, you feel this very kind of cool tinkling sensation over your body, and you just see kind of a shimmer, almost as though you're looking through a veil. But to the rest of you, turmeric, he like shrinks way down, and there is another Holden standing in here.
Hey guys.
Very impressive. Yes.
Out the window again and like turn back.
Oh,
What the
have you
fuck?
seen my shield? It's smiling.
And the shield, which is like currently in a frown, does like it very slowly. The sides of the mouth like into a smile.
Huh? That's
Sweet.
it's something else. Is he still talking like?
Yeah, he still sounds like himself.
Okay.
Doesn't change the voice.
Well,
That's fun.
now we know what it does.
So no
That's cool.
No,
tracking
no tracking.
capabilities on this thing.
I think that may be
There's
all it
no-
is. A cursed
no
item.
tracking.
I've seen a few, and this doesn't smell of that sort of foul magic to me. But
How long does it last?
Does it
Till
say?
I
Do you have to see
take out.
someone to turn?
Once per week.
Once per day.
Once per day.
That's neat. Huh.
it's in your book.
Oh. Getting rid of this pole and shit.
Anything else here in the wand and can? Yeah, you just dump it in the middle of the shop.
Yeah.
No, please. Oh well. All right.
Thanks for your services, Magic Man.
It doesn't. It doesn't say. Do you have to see that person in order to turn into them?
You have to know what they look like. But it doesn't. You can turn into whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a real person.
Yeah, you have to have it. You can't change into something with different limbs and stuff.
Yeah.
So it has to have the same body
So what is it?
function or whatever.
That doesn't really lead us anywhere.
No.
Right.
I was just thinking.
Not yet. It's very valuable, very
Yeah,
useful to
yeah,
have
that's
for sure. but-
handy.
If that whatever was crawling up on the roofs has that, they can get into almost anywhere.
Oh yeah.
What
We
did you
could-
say to me?
I kind of lean over to Holden and whisper, like, we could even change into the sergeant to get more information from those guards, or find out more information. I don't know.
How good are your? How good is your
Doesn't really.
voice mimicry?
Yeah. Doesn't change my voice at all.
To Holden standing.
We're just whispering.
I'm like, do I have a spell? I think I have a spell I could mimic. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe
Just
a
try
tiny
it.
portion.
Sure, try it.
There's an audible from Leo as you're all just like.
Well, thanks for your help, Leo. We'll take this outside.
Yes. Of course, thank you. The chain is and as the door like closes. I see.
I can't believe you carried that around for so long. You could have.
It's just attached to my belt.
I mean, it
Holds everything. It's my Batman belt.
could have been valuable. Who knows? Could have been useful.
Turmeric, you just realized you left your bear trap set up in the inn.
Oh,
Under the window. Active, open.
I hope no one steps on that.
At least it wasn't covered with the sheet.
Housekeeping would have lost a limb.
Oh no.
Okay. What do you think?
No, I don't think my
Like-
prestidigitation spell is going to be. It's not strong enough to mimic a voice.
They're tracking us. We know that.
Well, through the roof. That's why we should train my bird. Keep an eye out.
Plus, I'm sure we can lose him if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Can I
But
test that ritual
Yeah, sure.
to talk to her bird?
Sure. 10 minutes pass. You, how do you cast it? What does it look like? How do you cast it?
I just close my eyes.
Sure. Do you invoke your spirit
Yeah, I just-
totem or
like this.
your
I hold the
Some sort of
totem
hair.
thing? Sure.
I'll hold the totem
Sure.
to my head.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Two minutes pass. 5 minutes pass. 7 minutes pass. And you can hear as you're focusing, concentrating on the spell. You can hear just the sound of the street and stuff. And you can hear this voice, seemingly very far away. Just a minute. I'm on my way. Just a minute. And 9 minutes pass. And 10 minutes pass, and you kind of don't feel any different. And as you open your eyes, you can see someone is running down the street towards you. And as you look at them, it's, yes, hi, I'll be right. Just a minute. And this very out of breath Rodney runs up and says, oh, sorry for the wait. Right. What is it? Is it speak with something? Animals just... He's doubled over, he's wheezing. Oh, I was on the steps of Elm. I came as fast as I could.
I'm gonna be all happy and surprised, like, oh, Rodney, it's you.
Right, speak with the beach, sir. Carry on. How's your work? And he walks away.
I've been spreading your word.
Oh, right, yeah, thank you. Keep up the good work. Really appreciate it.
We should work on making a temple.
I already in the works, mate. Already in the works.
There you go.
Big plans, Rodney. Big plans. Just made a little bit of a heads up for before miracles type of thing. It's a long way to run all the way from. Oh yeah.
We
Just
got,
making
we
his
got
way
this.
back. You can speak with Beast. You speak with Beast is cast.
All right.
And there's a real second there where you kind of start to believe that maybe Rodney is. Maybe there's more to Rodney going on than just the crazy guy in the front steps of the temple.
Sweet.
I
Did
start
you
to
guys, did you guys see the Rodney?
yeah, that guy. Wow. He just came out of nowhere. Were you talking to him?
Well, I was praying to him. He's my god.
Your
Okay.
god gets winded pretty easily.
He's a
You still see him like
he's a
bent over, slowly stop and lean on a building.
What does he look like?
He's a bald, very, very tall, and just a tall, lanky human. He's bald, completely. He has eyebrows, but otherwise completely hairless. He just wears kind of like a rough sack, basically, like a burlap sack that kind of covers his knees.
almighty Rodney.
Yeah, I'm picturing
Kind and
Steve
generous.
That's weird. Don't know why you'd think that. You sound completely different. Totally not nice on him at all.
Merchant.
What do you want your bird to do?
So just tell him we would request if he could possibly fly up and check for anyone running on roofs, and if he does see them, to just give me a peck on the left shoulder so that I know there's someone coming.
Okay. I'm gonna... What's your bird's name?
Samson.
Hey, Samson.
And with its still a little falconer's hood on, it turns its head and seems to be looking at you, even though it has its eyes covered.
Can you understand what she's saying?
No, he understands what you're saying.
I'm talking to the bird.
And Samson does open his beak, and you've done this before with a few animals, and some can speak with voices and some don't. Samson, it turns out, does have a voice, and you are shocked to hear A voice I will unveil next week on episode 7 of Rolling Reckless. We will wrap it up there for today, gang. The investigation is underway.
No way.
I'm gonna talk to all the animals.
Talk to Myrtle.
I feel bad for Rodney the first time we're like out in the wilderness and you want to talk to your animals, and poor Rodney's gonna have a big run ahead of him.
The investigation is underway. Questions are rising. Things aren't adding up. Suspicious, mysterious, enigmatic. We'll pick up here next Sunday at noon 30, our new regular start time, 12:30 Mountain Standard on Sundays. If you'd like to come and join us for the live recording of Rolling Reckless episode 7. A couple quick things right at the end here. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider supporting us over on patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. This is a full-time gig for me, and and we're not ad supported as well, which is cool because it means we're not going to sell you a shit ass mattress that you're going to hate. So please head on over to talkingrecklesspodcast.com. And very much appreciate the support. On Wednesdays, we run a stream called the DM's Guild. We're going to change it a little bit. It's going to be kind of a post-mortem now on these Rolling Reckless episodes. So if there were any scenes that you saw during this episode, bring clips. Use the little Twitch clip thing. Bring show and tell to the DM's Guild. Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard, we do that. And we'll do kind of a post-mortem, and then we'll keep designing this very adventure. So if you want to make this adventure, or have any questions about D&D, and you want to know how to play, or maybe you're seasoned, and you're just looking for advice, thank you, Paula. Come and join us on the DM's Guild. And that's all I have to say. Other than rate and review this podcast on iTunes, thank you very much for listening. Oliver, thank you.
You're welcome.
JR.
Yes.
Kevin.
Hey.
Paula. And Emily.
Yep.
And you at home, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you here next Sunday. Oh, also we do a video game podcast, Talking Reckless. Check that out. Thanks again. We'll see you here next week in the year of the Nat 2020 on the next episode of Rolling Reckless.
Aww.
Nat 1.